Hey guys, I'm Mike,
Oh God, I'm Tim.
and this is the Board Game Rundown, and we are live from our basements because we cover games from top to bottom. What? How's it going, Tim?
What's up, Mike? It's good to see you, man. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty
Same.
good.
Same. It is Wednesday. I might be a little bit juiced up tonight. I'm pumped for Wednesday.
All right. I spent an hour playing basketball in the driveway with my kids. So
Nice.
I gotta I had all that energy at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then and then I got the kids like wound down, and then I started to wind down. But I'm about to get wound back up because
Then you realize you were in your 40s and playing basketball with
God.
kids for an hour. You're gonna tire out way before then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
we've been
that-
doing it like every day that it's not raining. Like Clark wants to go outside and play basketball. Got a little hoop.
Great.
We
It's
go out
awesome.
there and we rock it. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a good problem to have, man. What's up, Jazz? What's up, Nick?
What's up, guys? Welcome,
you guys.
everybody.
So Jason has a good comment here. Jason, just so you know, when my kids start getting cocky and they're like, ooh, start doing little dances, I'm like, don't taunt me. They start taunting me, and I go full Matumbo on them. I start slapping the ball out of the air. I do.
You should, as you should.
And then they're like, and then Clark's like, Dad, I'm sorry, because he'll like make a basket, and then he'll be like, yes, and I'm like, it's okay to celebrate. It's just when you start talking trash, is when I'm gonna give it back to you. So,
easy there, Ja. All right. Woo! It's Wednesday, which can only mean one thing. Tim, you still drinking on that? I should. Jefferson Creek.
Jefferson Creek.
Jeffers Creek. I should have it memorized by now. You've been drinking out of that bottle for 2 months.
Listen, you put a nipple on this thing, and I'll just nurse this baby. I drink out of it once a week, and I drink about 3 pours.
Oh, actually, basketball is one thing that I absolutely trash talk at. I don't do it until I've got like grounds to do so, but trash talking basketball is the best.
Listen, if I was better at basketball, it'd be one. Now hold on, I'm like a Rodman. I will get up. I get in there. I get rebounds, but I'm a little guy. But I'm really good at getting rebounds and everything. My shot is not great. I'd much rather just get the rebound, pass it to a much better shooter than myself, and go from there.
I can be fairly dangerous around a basketball hoop, close or far. Just put a ball in my hands, particularly at the free throw line, where I did win some competitions as a kid. Tonight, I am drinking Blade and Bow. It comes with keys that you can collect. And there's like 5 different ones. They're numbered, and if you turn them in on their website, they'll like send you something. Okay. So it's actually pretty good bourbon. As you can see, there's already some been poured out of it. Good stuff. I'll take my first sip tonight. I need one.
Now I do. Now, Mike, I used to play, especially
it wasn't
when I was
enough,
younger.
Though.
When I was younger, we used to play a lot of sandlot football. Okay.
I just saw Jason's comment.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And you haven't seen how big I am, Jason. You don't want to trash talk me at a buffet, bro.
No, you do not. Do not go at Mike on a buffet. You will lose. But no, when we would play sandlot football, then I'd trash talk because they'd have to catch me. They'd have to catch
me. Right? Yeah.
There you go. Me. You have to catch me and make me pay for it. So.
Nice. All right, so Tim, I think we should go ahead and let everybody know what our topic is tonight before we get too far along.
Yeah, let's hear our topic. We'll tell everybody what our topic is. We'll do a little bit of news. We got a little news segment, and then we'll get right into it and get into these games. So our topic is the top 5 games that we absolutely love, but we suck at. or just don't win very much at, right? Um,
I have one, two, three, four games on this list of five that I have played twice or more and never won at.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I've got
so
two. I've got two that I've never won at. The other ones I have won at. And Jazz, you're right. We do talk about
well,
it.
I know. We got to stay focused though. You got to give us a lane to get us started, and then
Right.
you guys you supply us with the rest.
Right. That's right.
So, anywho, yes, that's rough, Tim. 4 out of 5 games I've never won, not even once. 2 of these I've played with you. Yeah, rough.
All right. So a little bit of news before we jump right into that topic.
Yes.
First of all,
yes.
I just want to say, as a content creator and a board game reviewer, sometimes we only play a game one time before we put out a video, and sometimes we'll play a game and we're like, I don't know, like I feel like I still need to like play this again before we we could do like a first impressions video. And sometimes I'm like, no, I think we all know like what our experience was. Because there are definitely games that I played the first time, didn't like very much the first time I played, but then the more I played it, the more I liked it. One of those games is on my list tonight.
Absolutely. I just wanted to real fast, like I reviewed Burn Cycle, lots to that game, didn't feel comfortable reviewing it once, played it a second time, right. Opinion improved. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's some games you play and you know immediately like I freaking love this game. You know, win or lose, right? Concordia, Mike and I both had basically the same experience with that. I had I had a very similar experience with Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Like I started playing that game and I was like, I freaking love this game. Same thing with
Sometimes you know.
World. Sometimes you just know, right?
That's one for me.
Yep. You start playing it, and you're like, holy smokes, this game's amazing. I love it. And sometimes you can play a game and you're like, I am really trying to like this game. And it's not happening. And it's like, and then you start going and I really, really, really made an absolute point to not check out while playing, right? Because sometimes that can happen when you're not having a very good time playing a game. But this was a game that I was excited about. But we did this review for Beast. And nobody at the table had a very good experience with it. We were all very excited for this game. The art is great. The lore is pretty cool, you know, and everything. The issue was that now one of our complaints was that Bob's screen like didn't fit, but he may have been folding it the wrong way, which seems really weird. But I didn't really look at it or mess with it. So if Bob didn't fold it the right way, people are saying he was folding it the wrong way, so maybe that's a thing. But that didn't like make me not like the game. It was the gameplay that made me not like the game, and the experience of playing the game made me not like the game. I love hidden movement games. I love almost all of them. This one and Sniper Elite. I like Sniper Elite more than this one, but I find the nice thing about Beast is that it's faster than Sniper Elite, so it's over with quicker. But yeah, so people have mixed opinions, and and again, anytime we give a game a negative review, the people that are passionate and love this game come out and they hit us hard and they hit back, and that's fine. That's totally what's up. You're correct, Chris. And and sometimes when we give rave reviews about a game we love, nobody goes, you guys are idiots. It's only when we say we don't like a game. So,
it's true.
The comments are pretty active over there. And I sent Mike a screen cap of a response I wanted to give to one. I was kind of proud of that, but I did delete it.
We're simple though.
I was nice. But no, I respect anybody that wants to take the time to come in and comment. I did actually remove some of the comments because people started arguing with each other, and it was not being very cool. So I kind of removed all the comments that referenced other people that were just sort of
Had nothing to do with us or the
yeah,
review.
just being a little petty.
each
And
other.
everybody's worked up, and I think some people were coming to our defense, and I do appreciate that. But we've got to be cool, man. Like, this is a welcome area for everybody. So, anyways, we played Beast one time. We all said in the review we're gonna play it again. We'll revisit it, and if we have a better experience, we'll come back and say, hey, you know what? It actually went up. But some of the rules were so bad and so clunky, and there were some issues with the game that I don't know how another playthrough is gonna like. Because like the guys are playing Hegemony again. They played it once. They're gonna play it again because that game's so deep and crunchy. But when you play like an hour and a half game, and you've played a bunch of those kind of games before, you kind of get it. You kind of know, like, okay, so anyways, I just want to get that out of the way with Beast. The review is going strong. It's getting a lot of views. Some of them are hate views. We've gotten those. We got killed on our overrated list, and that's fine.
Which, if you haven't seen, you should go watch. It's very entertaining.
Gosh. It's our most watched video, I think.
It is by far.
I stand by it. Yep.
I go into a tangent on the mind if you'd like to see it right out of the gate.
Yeah, and then there's the times with Candyland, which you can skip.
Dungeons and Dragons, Euchre, all thrown under the bus.
Yeah, all by one person. But anyways, we and again, I respect everybody's opinions, and I'm really glad that other people are coming on and sharing that they either agree or disagree. Like, that's fine.
Yes.
Like I felt like we all defended what the problems we had with it really well.
I agree. I feel like you guys didn't just throw a game under the bus. I felt like you very well explained why you were let down, kind of how it compared to your expectations of the other games that you've played like this. And you guys have played a lot of those type of games.
But it is what it is, right? Other players love it. Sometimes you back a game and you want to love it. You're in, and you can get past the flaws, right? And that's fine. I definitely have flawed games that I love. But it's cool. It's cool, man. We put out our opinion, and that's.
And we don't think our opinion is more substantial than anyone else's, or is of a higher ground. It's everybody's allowed to like whatever game they want for whatever reason they want. There's so many games that I love that other people don't like them as much as me, and that's totally cool. There's a game out there for everybody. If you love Beast, awesome. Like, our guys were kind of let down by it, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy it.
But here's the other thing is that we all said that if somebody brought it out at a game day, we'd sit down and play it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not like, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about some positive and fun things.
Yes. A lot of fun
Overload
stuff.
is about done. It is funded. The They Live, Save the City is well funded, going strong. Lots of time left in that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Forges of Ravenshire, well funded, going strong.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of time left in that campaign. Man, I know we have like beat that game to death about how much we love it and everything, but
now everyone else is too. Like, yeah, now you've got much bigger content creators talking about that game. We were just first, just FYI, no big deal. FYI, NBD, SMDH.
Whose videos first? Whose videos first on their Kickstarter page?
Oh yeah, ours was How to Teach is the first video on the campaign. That is exciting, actually. Anyway, rubbing it in just a little bit. And what do all of those games have in common? We did preview videos for all of them. So if you aren't backing them yet, or you haven't tried them or checked them out, go check them out. These are all games we enjoyed.
Unpaid.
Correct. Yeah, we're not. We're plugging games we like.
Yeah. Now, and I will say, just so everybody knows, our policy has been and will be for the foreseeable future, until we get huge and have too many games. It is. We ask if your crowdfunding campaign is successful, send us a copy of the game so we can review the final version. Mm-hmm. That's all we ask. 99% of the time, that is what happens, right? We have done games that ended up never coming to Kickstarter or never funding. And, and it's sad because it's like, man, I wish I could get that prototype back so I could play it again. Man, Guards of Atlantis too.
So, welcome. Not going to try to butcher your name. I don't remember seeing you in the comments before. Great question, because I've looked at this campaign several times, the first and the second one. I really want to try a board game that feels like a MOBA, a mobile online battle arena, which is what this is supposed to be. I don't know if this accomplishes that or not, or if Cloudspire is the best option, which I've considered from Chip Theory games, but it's a Chip Theory game, huge learning curve, all that stuff. If this can do that in a shorter package, easier to the table, I may consider.
Yeah, a little more accessible too. And I think it was Trevor that had told me about the first one, and it got me. Has got me.
Nice, good to know.
So I'm pretty sure it was Trevor that came on and told me. It was somebody on the live stream.
Trevor, have you played any MOBAs, and does this feel like one? I'd be curious. Also, before we get too far, another campaign and a couple of reminders. Katsia, friend of the show, the Full 42 Board Game Art Creations. She is doing her now 4th campaign for her calendar. It goes live next Tuesday, ideally. If you are interested in supporting her, I highly recommend that you do. Her calendars are extremely high quality. The art is super detailed. The paper that it's even printed on is extremely thick. Like, you've never seen a calendar as high quality as this one. So check that out. I'm sure you've heard us talk about it before. Okay, MOBAs. So the ones I've played a little bit of League of Legends, not a lot. I have played the League of Legends Wild Rift. It's a mobile version, but it's still pretty good. I've played actually quite a bit of that. I have also played the one that Gearbox, the guys that Battleborn. It was a first-person MOBA. The guys that made Borderlands. So those are the ones I've played, not the ones you may have expected. I have played some Paladins and a little bit of Smite.
I was going to say, I think if Smite counts as a MOBA, I played Smite.
Dabbled in those, but Battleborn and actually the mobile version of League of Legends are what I've played the most. So anyway, I want to see a board game really, really pull that off. Killing ads to level up your guys and then trying to take each other out in the same round just kind of sounds cool, and that's what those are supposed to do. So anywho, there you go. Also, reminder, I haven't played Paragon, Dan, and I trust Dan because I know he's a gamer.
Yeah, Dan's a hardcore gamer for sure.
The game I've been playing a buttload of, I won't even admit. I'm
Tiger Woods 2004.
Oh, it's PGA Tour. I'm hooked on that game right now. It's a sickness.
I'm still hooked on Snap, Marvel Snap.
Nice.
I'm in there all the time, just playing Marvel Snap, and then I play Galaxy of Heroes. That's a Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Grinder, but I like it.
Okay. Tim, if you don't have any other stuff to talk about, then I guess we should jump into our topic.
Oh, one last thing.
Ooh.
Everybody that's watching, and you guys have been awesome about this the last 2 videos we've done. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's what
the reminder was for, and I forgot.
I got it.
Give us a thumbs up, like our video, tell your friends to subscribe. We get goofy, we get loud, we talk about fun topics, we review games. We do. Yeah. We have fun.
Yeah. Oh,
we like to think that not only are we informative, but we're entertaining as well, which there's a lot of informative board game channels out there. How many actually entertain you? That's all I ask. Continue as you were, Tim.
What you don't know is Mike is actually wearing tap shoes.
I do get loud
there, and so he does a little, Ethiopian shimsham. That's a history of the world reference for you there.
Missed it. Mike gets loud. Mike, my mic is a foot and a half away from my face. You can
Still doesn't
see
matter.
Tim's.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
all right.
Tim, are you ready to jump into some games that you like but you suck at?
Mm-hmm.
How about you start with your fifth one then? Just an idea.
Let's do it. Waiting.
Okay.
Waiting. All right. Here we go. Number 5.
Number
For all of our
5.
patient viewers. Hey, we're getting to the games in 21 minutes. That's a record for us. We've gone way longer.
We have gone longer.
So my number 5, it is one of my favorite designers.
Ooh.
And I have never won this game. I love it. I think it's awesome. I've played it several times, but I've yet to win. And that is Rising Sun.
Oh!
Rising Sun's my number 5. I love this American
Oh my
I have yet to win this
gosh.
bad boy, but I love it. I love the strategy. I love
Oh.
the politics. I love the negotiation. I think it's got a lot of nice crunch and depth to it. I can't say Ankh, right? Because I'm good at Ankh. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Especially when Mike and I transform into a
Well,
to a
there's
Voltron
that.
together.
Yes.
I believe Dan and I have also won a merged victory
Nice.
as well. But Rising Sun was pretty rough. But I don't care. I play it and have a good time. I'm just like happy to be at the table playing Rising Sun. Because it's like the area control and the drafting and just like all the different things that you're gonna do with the alliances and I love it. I love it.
Well, I'm having a weird graphical issue where I was going to put a banner on the screen, but I can't find it at the moment. But we have a crossover! Rising Sun, I made my number 1, Tim. I suck at this game. I am terrible at Rising Sun. I have played this game 4 times now. Yeah, mine's sitting right up there behind me. Right up there. Love the game still. Think it's awesome.
I even tried to paint my Gojira.
I
mean, it's not good, but it's painted.
I played this 4 times. I've never won. I had to play, and I looked. My first play, I was in the 30s. I think the winner had like 50, 60 something.
Kind of did like a.
My highest score is 49 with the Lotus Clan. I had a score of 11 with yellow.
Oh.
And then I had a score in the 20s against Jeremy, Caleb, and Jesse, where I was the Moon Clan, who is very difficult to use. I think the game is good. I think the game is good.
Jeremy's super good at games. Too. You were playing with a bunch of sharks.
I was playing with sharks, and I scored in the 20s.
So,
so
here's what we do. We play this against each other.
Yes.
One of us will finally win this game.
Yes. We can't play with Bob then.
No.
Yeah, the negotiation is overrated. I mean, all you can really do is use the backstab mechanic. It's been a while since I played because I suck at it. Yeah, nice. I think mine's nope. It's the next shelf down on my Simon area there. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's it's my favorite looking board and components. I've put it at the top of my favorite looking games. I love Ankh. I love Blood Rage. I would like Rising Sun more if I could be competitive at it, and I've just never. It feels like the bidding during the war phase is so interesting. But if you don't get the thing you want, like you're gonna have some turns where you don't accomplish anything.
I said drafting earlier, but it's the bidding is what I meant.
It's the bidding. And if you don't get the card synergies you want, if you can't buy those like those special cards to work with your strategy, and there's no coming back. There just
No,
isn't.
it's very punishing.
Yeah, and Blood Rage was too. Ankh is not as punishing, but I definitely like Blood Rage and Ankh more, and I would like this more if I could just like have a successful game. I don't even need to win. I just want to feel like I played it decent and had a decent score.
Yeah.
And I just
for sure.
And so much changes between like the whole like the political mandate tiles that come out that you choose your actions from the time you do that, and then other people do their stuff. And then it finally gets to the war phase resolution and you're bidding on stuff. Sometimes so much has changed that you're just like, oh, I'm not set up for this occasion at all. Whoops.
Right.
Like,
right.
And I've had that happen so much. I just feel like I'm not prepared for a battle because the board state changes so much between your actions and that war bidding. So I want to play it more. I don't dislike Ankh or Rising Sun. I obviously like it. Like I'd give it an 8 or an 8.5. I think the game is great. I'm terrible at it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my number one.
Yeah, that's
so just get it out of the way.
I'm excited to be at the table to play it, and then it's like, womp womp.
Yeah, I know. And it's, and it takes so long too, and it's a lot of time to set up. It's a commitment to get that game played, and it's a deep experience. And then when you totally crap the bed and you like, I just scored 25 and everybody else is in the 60s and 70s. What just happened here? It sucks when you play a 3.5 hour game and that happens.
And you're not competitive.
Yeah. So there you go. I'll make that my number 5. But yeah, that was my number 1, man. That's a good pick. So, all right, let's hear your 4.
All right, my number 4 is a classic game. I'm good at these kind of games. I really am. But I've never won this one. The multiple times I've played it. And I don't know why. I think it's because I'm always trying to save the animals from the fire in Flashpoint.
Oh, the co-op game did make the list. Somebody asked. Jason did.
It's a really good game. Yeah, the other co-op game, I would say I don't suck at it because it's mean to everybody, is like Ghost Stories. Because you
correct.
But
everybody sucks at Ghost Stories, Tim.
Yeah. But Flashpoint Fire Rescue, really good game. Really enjoy this game. I never win.
It's been years.
I've never won at this.
Played it once, like probably 8 years ago.
I think it's a great game. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I lose. It happens, I guess. But yeah, Flashpoint, for those of you that don't know, it's similar to like a Pandemic style. So that's really good. Zulu, you nice. Nut. Anyways, Flashpoint, if you don't know, is a co-op. You're playing as firefighters. The building's on fire. And then basically if the fire spreads too much, like the building will collapse, and like things can happen where like a fire will like fill up over the column, things like that. You're trying to get in, get people out. No, you got to get all of the animals out of that pet store before or after you go to the basement of the Alamo to get your bike back. But anyways, Flashpoint's really good. It's a classic game, older one. But yeah, it's an indie board and cards game. I think it's out of print, but it's fun. I like it.
Nice. Been a long time. I did want to go back to Jason's question about Rising Sun. Ooh. 3 is not the best. It's definitely 4 or 5. Now four's probably the sweet spot because there can be 2 alliances in each of the Tea Party phases. I know some people that really dislike it at an odd player count because one person can't be aligned, but I think that gives it an extra dynamic for playing at that player count. You can't be aligned. It's going to happen to one person each round. Just, Either make it more important to you or just don't make it important at all because that mechanic isn't that important in that game anyway. So
right. And Ginger, I think it's the Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is also another game I really want. But I believe that is, and I haven't played it, but it was on my my best box art list.
Dan mentioned it last week.
Yeah, I remember the Alamo. God, I could do all of Pee-wee's Big Adventures. All of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I love it so much. My poor friend, one of my very good friends, his brother was unfortunately named Andy. So every time, that was the name of the really big guy that keeps showing up.
Whoops.
To beat up Pee-wee. And so every time I see Andy, I just go, Andy, like at the top of my lungs. And it only to amuse myself. Jonathan, I think we all know why you don't get the alliances. I'm just picking
Sherry.
Anyways, so Flashpoint's my number 4. I knew I had a feeling we'd have crossover on Rising Sun. I just I tried to not have crossover with all my other ones.
I didn't know that it stays off your list because you also suck at it. So
yeah,
it will probably make my top 100. I still like the game.
I have a decent winning percentage at those style of games, except for the other one that is that style of game that I just seem to get my butt handed to me every time.
I've won it Ankh and Blood Rage. I can't win at Rising Sun.
Yeah, but Flashpoint is my other one that I've never ever won at. The other ones on my list I have won at.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay. Here's a game that I have 4 plays in.
Mr. Herman. Herman.
So 4 plays in. I haven't won any of them. I have played this game with you. I'm the only person that owns this game, and everybody in our group seems to enjoy it, and that's QE.
Oh,
QE.
Yeah.
I've never won at this game, and the thing is, I love these bidding games, and this one is just so unique, and some people hate it because it is a blind bid. Your auctioneer says, all right, this tile's worth 500,000. Everybody else writes a number down. And you got to go over 500,000 to have a chance of winning the tile because highest bid wins the tile. You don't see the other bids. You never see the other bids. So you have no idea what other people are bidding. Most likely people are now bidding in the millions. You have no idea because you can write any number down that you want. So why do I suck at QE? And I think it's it comes down to something in my core about I hate overpaying for stuff. I hate it. I want to be the guy that got a deal. Oh, I stole that tile. You can't steal tiles in QE. You cannot do it. And the other thing about QE is if you spend the most amount of money, you're bankrupt and you automatically lose. But you don't know if you spent the most amount of money till the very end of the game. And that's what makes it so clever and why I love that game so much. And I suck at it. I've never been the guy that spent the most, but I also never have the most points. I just don't get enough tiles. I'm like, I'm underbidding again. Dang it. You guys are at 5 million already? Gosh dang it. What? It went up to 150 million? You guys are stupid. I just can't win bids, man.
I love the madness that is QE. Exactly. I just embrace the chaos. Yes. I was so disappointed when Patrick was like, "Oh, I hate this game."
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this game's amazing. I love it.
And I get the critique that you don't have any information to go on.
Well, you do know the winning bids, so
you know who has the winning bid, and there is that thing that lets you sneak. You can look at one winning bid.
Oh, right.
That's it. Just one during the game. So you kind of try to save that. You don't want to use it early because value changes so much from early game to end game.
It's so much fun when you write 1.5 million and you don't win and you're like, oh, somebody is like paying a lot because I just won a tile like the previous round for 75K. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my gosh, somebody went nuts.
And I think I maybe have started to figure out a strategy of that if you're the high bidder early when the value's lower, because by the end of the game they start to soar because people are just, all right, I'm just slapping any number down because I need this tile.
I'm getting desperate.
But yeah, it's such a great game, but still suck at it. Haven't won yet. 4 points.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is I really like every game on my list quite a bit.
Right. Yeah.
I really do. I really do.
Same. I love this game. So yeah. Okay, I guess I'll push your luck games. All right, let's hear your number 3.
So
that was weird. There was no music for that, or was that just me?
I don't know. I don't know. I assumed it was muted. My number 3 and my number 1 are like games I never come in last place, but I always seem to come in like second or third. You know what I mean? Depending on player count. My number 3 definitely plays with a higher player count. There was music. Trevor said it.
We didn't get it, but they did. Strange. Okay, thanks.
Anyways, my number 3 is a game that I absolutely love playing. Again, embrace the chaos, Mike. Embrace the madness. That is Cash and Guns.
Oh, yes. I love this game.
This is a game that I always come into like second place. And I'll be like, ah! And then at the end, you know, like everybody's really, again, desperate for money. But like, it's like, well, I've been saving my bullets. Like, I'm going to start shooting now. Like, here we go. Because that's the other thing is it's like, it's not just, oh, I've got my gun pointed at you, and then you've got to decide if you're going to duck. But then it's like, are they using a bullet card or not? How many shots did they fire? You know what I mean? There's so many things.
Yeah.
And usually so many people, like, unless somebody's just shooting every turn, it's kind of easy to lose track of who has fired when and everything. But the way that game plays is accurate. This is totally accurate. The way this game plays, right, is you're bank robbers, you're splitting the loot, you know, or whatever. You've just pulled off a big theft, you're splitting the loot, and then everybody's gonna point their gun at somebody or they're gonna duck, right? You just knock your dude over, you know. Well, I guess you just point your gun and you see if anybody's pointing your gun. The Godfather can tell somebody to change who they're pointing at. They don't get to say who they point to, they just say point at somebody else. Then they point to somebody else. Then everybody basically goes 1, 2, 3, and you either knock down your standee to say you're ducking for cover. You can't get shot, but you don't get any loot, or you stay standing and hope that either no gun is pointing at you, or that they fired a blank right at you. And I love the push your luck aspect of it. I love the trash talk, the sweating, you know, and like people, the accusatory stares. How dare you? What are you doing? I'm your wife. You know,
it's great.
You shouldn't do that. I'm like, well, that's all the more reason for me to want to shoot you. Just kidding. I love my wife, but you know what I mean? Because believe me, she's shooting my butt every time. But anyways, super fun game. I've won it before, but I feel like I always come in like second or third. I always am like just behind the winner in this game, but I don't care. I'll play this game anytime, anywhere, with anyone. It is so much fun.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, is that this is a game that's very easy to get to the table. And so you play it with like friends or family that don't game as much as you, and you end up with multiple guns pointed at you. So it's hilarious. But yeah, then there's those blank cards. You only have so many of them, but you can't, you can't really memorize who's all used all their blanks. You can try.
Chris must have went to Washington or Riley, or maybe a school in Elkhart.
Okay, so my number 3, I've obviously moved things around because of Rising Sun, and I have moved. I had some honorable mentions, but I am going to call an audible. And my number 3 is Splendor Duel.
Oh, I haven't played it yet.
I'm not terrible at Splendor Duel. In fact, I've played it 15 times this year already. So if most people play me, they would probably lose. However, I beat Bob, and beating Bob in any game is no small task. I double-checked the record on that to make sure my memory wasn't fuzzy, Bob. But I have this buddy, Dustin. He's one of my closest friends. Anytime he comes over and we play a game, he tends to like to play the same games over and over. So I kind of just save those as those are the games I'll play with Dustin over and over so they don't get worn out. By the way, I love Splendor Duel. I think it improves on the original in every way possible. It is really, really good. If you like Splendor, it builds on that concept. Fantastic two-player game. Probably my favorite two-player game right now. I can't get enough of it. Okay, so Splendor. I'm really good at Splendor. I looked it up. Against my buddy Dustin, I'm 15-6 against Dustin. Okay, I've destroyed him in Splendor. All right, he and I have now played Splendor Duel 15 times, and I'm 6-9 against him. What the heck? It's just a newer, updated version of the same game, and yet I can't beat the guy I used to crush in the original.
You're
in fact,
cocky with it.
he beat me like 3 times in a row last weekend. I think he's won the last 5 in a row. It's kind of getting silly.
Now let's answer Seattle Sasquatch's question. Welcome to the show. Thank you for the comment. So the thing is like, I think there are regular play groups that I will play with, and I would maybe like a certain game, like I will lose all the time, but then I play in a different play group and I will win, like more often than not. But I can't say that it's like 100% like I go over here and I always win. There's some games that I almost always beat Bob at, and it feels really good. And then he says he just doesn't like those kind of games, like Keyforge and DC Deck Builder and stuff.
Oh, like you in Foundations of Rome. Go on.
Cthulhu Wars, things like that. And then he's like, "Oh, well, I just don't like that game." But no, it varies. My win record varies from group to group, or game to game, I should say. I've beaten Bob at games. I've beaten Mike at games. I've gotten trounced by both Bob and Mike at games. I mean, it goes back and forth. Same with Dan, Jonathan, Spencer, all the guys we play with all the time regularly. It definitely, I feel like there's a pretty good ebb and flow of winners and losers, thankfully. I don't know, Mike, you speak to your experience on that.
Yeah, it depends. Like, I'll never claim to be the best at board games anyway. So if I'm playing with experienced gamers of any type, I might be competitive, but I'm not going to win a large percentage of them. Now, I do find that if I play with some of the same people, you kind of get used to their tendencies in certain types of games. So you can game plan for that better. And then you go play against randoms, and then they don't know the type of player that you are or how you like to play. That can give you an advantage. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And yes, I'm not going to butcher your name either, but man, Cthulhu Wars is one of my all-time favorite games. So much. Jason, I did call an audible on Splendor Duel here just to talk about it. I mean, because I love this game. I'm just losing more games than I'm used to, but I'm still winning. I still love it. And it is, I bought it for my parents as an anniversary gift. So there you go. I put it as my number. I won't say. It's a game you should start your collection with if you haven't yet. I put it in that list, which is a video we just put out last week. That's also doing very well. But Beast passed it real quick, like caught up and passed, which was crazy to me. I will say also, though, I'm really, really lucky to have a game group that, there's no real bad winners in our group. and very few bad losers. Every once in a while, there's somebody that'll get a little salty sometimes about losing.
Who? Just kidding. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me later.
I will. I'll tell you, he busted out a Nintendo Switch during the rules explanation, and then when he lost, he got mad that he didn't understand the rules to the game. I think
I know who this is now.
But for the most part, right, I feel like there's everybody. I've been to a game night. I've been to multiple game nights, and I feel like everybody has won a game here or there, right? Whatever game it was, just across the board. It's really nice. I feel like everybody's pretty much competitive. I don't have to win, every game. I like to feel competitive. I like to feel competent, when I'm playing. But I don't mind taking like a wild choice, and just trying something crazy. Yeah, Chris, I wasn't going to call you out, but there you go. No, and it was not Bob or Andrew, but Bob is way too competitive to pull out a video game during rules explanation. Now he might be getting 37 text messages during the rules explanation, but Bob is always dialed in, and Bob is always trying to win, whether he's teaching you the game or learning the game for the first time.
Hey, I definitely give it high praise, but like if I only have 2 players, I'm going Splendor Duel every single time. I'll never touch Splendor at 2 players again. Actually,
see, Bob didn't even
Splendor
try to
Duel
deny it.
Is 1,000% better in every way.
Now, I will say, while Bob is not a bad winner or a bad loser, there have been multiple times where I beat Bob at a game, and he's like, "Well, let me see the rule book."
Ooh, I don't want to spoil one. I have an honorable mention. Well, it was going to be this number, but I swapped it with Splendor Duel because of a game I played with Bob where we had to stop early because it was out of hand. Like there's no point in finishing whatsoever.
It's probably my honorable mention.
Okay.
So Andrew, I haven't played
Bob knows what I'm talking about. Don't spoil it.
But Andrew has a question for you.
Dang it. So this is what's weird. I've never played Seven Wonders Duel. Oh. Isn't that weird? I know.
Now, my favorite 2-player game. Hey, Chris.
What's up?
What's up, man? I can't wait to say that Looking for Trouble is the game that I love, but I suck at. I can't wait to play it. Anyways, and then Chris is he's a game designer, and they've also got a show, The Full 42, that they go live on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're not watching it, you should. Awesome people over there. We love them. I would say my go-to 2-player game is still Shards of Infinity. I mean,
ooh,
that game can't be on this list because I'm too good at it.
I love that game.
No, it's great. It's great.
Man, that's.
You're right.
You're right.
So, Chris, it could be your favorite game that you suck at. Hooray! You designed a really great game. You win Good Teacher Award every time you play it. You lose. And
wait, what are we talking about? This $20? What am I missing? Oh, the Seven Wonders Duel reference. Yeah, all right. I'll just go get it. I will. I know. Mine. It was supposed. There we go. It was supposed to be, the best 2-player game ever.
Shards of Infinity. Is that what you were talking about? Best 2-player game ever? You're right.
Oh, Seven Wonders Duels was. How high did that get ranked at one point? Was it in the top 5?
Oh, it might have. I don't know.
Yeah. I know it is like $20.
I haven't played Unmatched yet. There's a one. Oh, 30.
Well, what's funny is my parents were even looking into games to get for themselves when my dad retires, and that was the one they asked me about, and I was like, don't know, but I heard it's the best short 2-player game ever.
Okay. Hoop's right here. Star Wars Rebellion is the greatest 2-player game ever, but if you don't have 3 hours,
right?
You want to spend 20 minutes playing a nice, quick game. Star Wars deck building game is pretty good too.
I actually borrowed Watergate from Bob to play it with Dustin this weekend, and we still played Splendor Duel. We played other stuff too, but we didn't end up playing Watergate, sadly.
Yeah. Who doesn't have 3 hours? No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I really want to play Unmatched. My problem now with Unmatched is that like some of the older sets are harder to get now, and I feel like it's gone so far that it's like to get into it now seems kind of weird, like because if I get into it and I love it, then I'm going to be chasing the dragon literally because I want the Bruce Lee one. But I mean, I will be trying to get like all of the I'll want all the sets, Cobble and Fog and all of those things. Anyways, we should probably get on to our number 2. What do you think?
Should we?
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
I mean, I guess. All right, fine.
All right, my number 2 is a game that I have one when I don't play with my wife. My wife says she doesn't like this game, but that woman
keeps asking you to play it.
No, she doesn't ask them to play it.
Oh.
Other people ask them to play it, and she's a good sport and will play it because she knows how to play it. But she wins. She wins this game every damn time she plays it. I swear to God, she's got 100% win rate, and that is Thunder Alley. This is a great racing game. Now, I have not played a ton of other racing games. I haven't played Formula One. I haven't played Heat yet and stuff like that. I haven't played Flamme Rouge. But man, and I don't care about NASCAR. I really don't. I respect it. But Chris, there's no getting around Mike's cough, but man, Thunder Alley is really good. There's drafting, like I say drafting, but like drafting is in the cars behind each other. You know what I mean? Like that kind of drafting. Shake and bake, you can pull out your car out and like either pull the whole line of cars with you, like in the lane, when you move, or you can push the car ahead of you and leave the cars behind. And you've got multiple cars in the race, because you're not just racing one car in NASCAR, you're a team. You have a team of cars. So you don't have to finish the race first. But if you can finish like 2nd and 5th and 8th, that might give you enough points to win the race, and it's just really so good. It's really so good. I love this game. Thunder Alley is so much fun. And yeah, Nix, we are all about the tangents here. It does not take much to get us derailed and just going. But I don't care. But I love Thunder Alley. Most of the time I'm playing it with like in-laws and family because they know how to play it, right? They want to play a game they're familiar with and stuff. We break it out and my wife wins every damn time. And yeah, Downforce, that's another one I've never played. I've only heard good things about all of these other racing games. But I enjoy Thunder Alley. It's the one I have. I like it quite a bit. It's funny because I bought it because my wife, we played it at a convention like 3 times and my wife won every time. I'm like, oh, she'll play this with me. So I buy the game and she's like, why'd you buy this? I hate this game. I'm like, you played it like 3 times in a weekend and you won every time. Like, I thought you loved this game. But I didn't care. I liked it anyways. So, oops.
Correct.
Yeah, just there you go. So go ahead, Mike.
Tim.
Oh, see.
Oh, the affirmation.
There's my wife.
Oh, that's amazing.
She doesn't like this game. She doesn't like this game.
Ooh, now that sounds really cool. Took me a while to realize I love racing games, but I have not played Thunder Alley or Downforce.
Throwing the horns.
That's more like it.
Fully articulated. But yeah, hey guys, I do love you. Thanks for watching and being here.
The metal was cooler.
Metal is cool. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I gotta play this one. Apparently not with Kelly though. Because then I'll suck at it and won't like it. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
don't worry. Don't worry. She won't play it. She'll be like, I hate that game. Just kidding. She'll play it. Just ask her. She'll play it.
Okay. My number 2. I know this version is harder than the old versions,
That's what
but
she
I've
said.
played this game twice. And I haven't even gotten close to finishing it. And that's Clank Catacombs.
Oh, I love this game.
This version is really good. I've died both times without even having an artifact in my hand to show for it. It wasn't like I went in and I was playing the long game. I died on my way in. Like I never got to anything. I don't
3 for 3, baby.
know
I'm good at
why
this game.
this continues to happen, because I'm not buying a bunch of Clank cards. I'm actively trying to get the ones that remove Clank or don't have Clank so that this can't happen. And it still happens. So I want to play it more. In fact, I've been requesting it like every time I'm over at Bob's place. I'm like, can we play Clank Catacombs? Because I need redemption in this game. I can't even make it out alive. I have not. It sucks.
I love I haven't played Acquisitions Incorporated, but I love all forms of Clank. I'm actually pretty decent at Clank. I love it. I'd love it even if I wasn't good, halfway good at it. But man, it's really good. Hey, I gotta ask, Reed, is this Vigilante Reed that's commenting? It doesn't have to be, but if it is,
I think it is.
It would make me super happy. Otherwise, I'm just happy there's another Reed that's watching. Oh, it is. It is confirmed. Yay. I love Reed. He's amazing. Super nice guy. Designed an amazing game, Vigilante. If you haven't seen it, he's going to have another Kickstarter coming this summer, Hidden Motives. It's an expansion for his base game. And I'm a gambling man. Mike, you're a gambling man. I bet you can get a copy of the base game on that Kickstarter too. I haven't seen it, but I'm just saying, I'm betting you could probably get one. And it's totally worth it. Really fun. Hidden Trader, deck builder. It's good stuff.
I did not get to review that one, unfortunately. So that combo of mechanics had me though.
Oh man, it's fun. Great art too. Great artwork and really fun powers.
All right.
And Reed, do not listen, man. I am happy to talk about your game whenever. I can't wait. I hope to see you at the conventions this summer. We'll have a good time. And we'll actually get to just say more than hi to each other awkwardly through masks while I'm working at the DV Games booth. Because I did get to meet Reed in person, which was really nice, finally. But we have interviewed him on the channel. Like we've streamed him in before and talked to him. But yeah, I love him. He's a great guy. So everybody should, again, support independent game designers, especially when they make good games. Sorry,
Definitely.
Mike, tangent.
We never do that.
I know.
Clank Catacombs was my 2. Suck at it. Keep
Reed,
dying.
you name the game and we're playing it. I don't care. We'll be at Origins.
Ooh.
So Mike will be there too. Anybody watching that's going to Origins or Gen Con, hit us up. We want to play games with you.
Yes, we're going to be hosting some games. Filming some games.
Maybe.
Probably running Ready, Set, Bet, maybe.
Mike, oh, definitely. You can't stop us, Mike. You can't.
That's true.
If you see 2 guys just yelling at each other in a corner, it's just Mike and I playing Ready, Set, Bet. Nobody else showed up. But we're both just taking turns being the guy running the race.
We will gather people's attention, that's for sure, and that is what we're going for.
Hey, Bob, I will play your copy of Foundations of Rome with Reed if he wants. As long as you don't play, Bob. As long as you don't play. And guess what? I will play it, and I will not cry and whine the whole time. I'd be super happy.
Ooh, I've actually gotten pretty good with that one, and I don't even use the steel mechanic unless you use it against me. Just saying.
Yeah, I hate that steel mechanic so. Oh, I hate it so much.
I know, because I
Mike,
think of all the other games that have a trading mechanic. If you had a forced trade like switch, I wouldn't like that in any game. Anyway,
no, not when it's a 20-point swing. That's garbage. So Seattle Sasquatch, yes, learning a game, teaching and losing. I do that a lot for
ooh,
sure.
yes,
Um,
I'm a good
Mr.
teacher.
Mr. Bob Hooper, that's what we call a good teacher award, Seattle. That's what we call a good teacher award. You're teaching people a new game, um, and they win. Good teacher award.
Bad teacher award.
Bob always gets the bad teacher award.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, Mike and I are the best teachers for games. We may miss a rule here and there, but you're gonna win. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So speaking of good teacher awards, are you ready for your number one?
what was your number two?
Clint Catacombs.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. We got off on such a tangent. I got so excited Reed was here that I didn't even I forgot that it was Clank. Even though it talked about how much I love Clank. Okay. Is it number one already?
It is number one.
All right.
Here we
guys.
are.
My number one of my favorite designers. The first time I played this game, I did not like it. Second time I played this game, I liked it a lot more. And then the more I played it, the more I really liked it. And then I won a few times. And then after that, I have not won since. I have not
You've
won.
been playing it with Bob?
I've not won this game probably in like 3 years. I'll play it when anybody wants to, but I think part of my problem is I try like goofy strategies with it because it's like, well, I've won before doing the low key strategy. I've won before doing a different strategy, but Blood Rage, I have not won Blood Rage in years. I lost the first time I played it terribly. And then I kind of went on a winning streak. I got hot and actually was really good at it for a little while. And then I started goofing around with it, and then I've never been able to get that train back on the tracks, and I probably lost this game like 6 times in a row. I'm always competitive. I'm always like, again, like second or third. I think 1 or 2 times I might have like totally bottomed out and just had like a terrible hand. But oh, good for you, Chris. You need to wear that like a badge because Bob doesn't take it easy on anybody. Here's the other thing though, is like you'll see Chris and he'll be very nice. He's a sweet guy. Don't let all of his comments here in the chat fool you. But that dude's a shark. That dude is a shark. He will tear you up if you give him the chance, which is apparently what Bob did. But yeah, I like Blood Rage. I love Blood Rage. I think it's a great game. I don't love it as much as Clank, or not Clank, Ankh. Same last syllable, right? I don't love it as much as Ankh. But I really like Blood Rage quite a bit. But man, I've not been able to get my game back on track for that. Yeah. I think some of it is, I've also been playing with players that are really good at Blood Rage, and I don't mind. I like really competitive games, as long as I can be competitive as well, which is why I keep coming back to playing it. It's not like, oh, I just get the floor mopped with me every time. But, so Blood Rage, territory control, it's got a drafting mechanic, right? So you're drafting your cards, you're building up sort of your Viking tribe as you're going. So you have this balance of like spending power, right, to take your actions and stuff. So the economy of that is really interesting and really fun. And Jason throwing the fireballs. Listen, man, just because I'm really good at on.
Yeah, I had to carry him in our win. That's what it was. I'm the one that had the lowest score. I had to jump on Tim's team, and we used his mini. So what does that tell you?
That's it. You did jump on my back on that one.
I did.
That's all right. They made a huge mistake letting us team up. That's all I'm saying.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. That's like putting me and Bob on a trivia team together. Like, just get out of town. Like, if we're going to play like Blockbuster Video or something like that, and you put Bob and I on a team, you might as well just go home. You might as well go home because Bob and I just share a brain, word to the wise, don't research. Read. Oh no. Yeah, because then you put a big old target on your back, right, buddy? Man, TI4 though, that's a great game. Twilight. I just say Twilight Imperium in general. I've only played third and fourth edition. I've never won fourth edition. I've won third edition a bunch of times. Great game, great games. But yeah, you got to be real careful. There's sort of like that Catan rule with games like this, and that's don't look like you're the leader. Like you want to look like you're in second place for most of that game. Oh wait. Oh, Jazz is throwing fire bombs. You wouldn't say that Bob and I would win. You Jazz have never been in a room with Bob and I when our brains link through the airwaves. And Brian, I love you because it wasn't even the D20, it was the D10, buddy. It was the D10. Brian gave me my most memorable experience playing Twilight Imperium, where we're rolling D10s, and he didn't realize that the zeros are 10s and not 0. I was like, Brian, you can't roll a 0 on a die. And this was after like 3 hours of playing. It was like 3 a.m. And I was like, okay, peace out. I got to go to bed. I'm teaching Cthulhu Wars in the morning to like 5 people. And I was not like in that game. Like I was clearly not going to be the winner. And Brian would have probably been doing a lot better had his dice rolls been going good. But also, Brian, good to see you. I'm glad you're back watching. I haven't seen you in a minute, so I'm happy to see you here. But yeah, it was really funny. And I forget what game we were playing. We were just playing a game where you roll D10s, but it's only 1 through 9. So there is a 0 on there. But yeah, see, Bob knows what's up. Bob knows what's up. Oh, and Bob was there. Bob was there for that too, with Brian, poor Brian. And yeah.
Whoa.
And I'll just say, Jazz, here's the thing, Jazz, is I'm going to guess that if you take Bob and I's age and then you double your age, you're probably close to Bob and I's age. So Bob and I got we got some knowledge. We've forgotten a lot of stuff, but we also know a lot of stuff. And if I got to get Bob to guess a clue, right? Like if we're doing like a charades kind of thing, like I can get Bob to guess what I need him to guess. That's the other thing. Here's my one of my favorite like mind meld stories with Bob. We were playing Just One, and I believe the clue, the word that we needed them to guess was stallions. Okay, stallions or stallion. Other people wrote Italian, Italian stallion, Rocky. Bob and I both wrote wild, spelled with a Y, because of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bob and I are guaranteed to cancel each other out every time at Just One. We are guaranteed. And Brian, you are way too smart and cool to be that idiot friend, but you were that one night for sure, buddy. You were that one night. Anyways, see Bobby, there he is. Bob knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, sorry to go off on that tangent. Somebody challenges me.
No tangents are allowed.
This is why like Bob and I can't be on the same team if we're playing like Total Recall or something like that. Time's Up Total Recall. Like, no, man, no. And I've got friends. I've got other friends that don't play board games. Like one of my all-time best friends, his name's Matt, and he and we did a horror movie trivia night. Okay, one time at the library. Our score at the end of the night, I think we missed 2 questions. Our score at the end of the night was double second place. Double. I was very proud of that day.
I know, you've told me this story before.
I know.
Some of our viewers have probably not heard this story.
Listen, when you got when you got like 3 great things you've ever done in your life, you're gonna repeat them.
Very nice recovery, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
And Jazz, that's for Bob and I's OnlyFans channel. You have to pay for that to see that.
That's why Bob was borrowing that new camera.
Listen, Bob and I do share a bed at most conventions. So
I've witnessed that. Wait, hold
you
on.
have.
Wait. I've seen the room where that happened. I wasn't a witness. Never mind.
You were not in the room when it happened.
Correct.
Where's Dan when we need the Hamilton quote? I have Firefly, but I have not played Firefly. I bought it at the most recent Barnes & Noble Red Dot sale. And of course, now they're going to re-release, like a 10-year anniversary edition, which is awesome.
Of course.
No, and great. I've got a copy of it. So hey, listen, Jazz, I love all of my friends in the ways that they need love.
I haven't been in a bed with you, Tim. This seems weird. I feel like I'm missing out on something now. Oh, that's hilarious. That's the perfect. Okay, Mike's all by himself with the awkward silence. Yay. Oh, hi, Tim.
That was a real good time to buffer. Oh, and I'm going to buffer again.
That is cool that they're reprinting that one. Firefly is one I have not got to play. So yeah, I never watched that show, so that IP didn't interest me.
Oh,
but I'd play it, of course.
Firefly's
for
really
good
good.
things. That's what I've heard.
Firefly's really good. It's an amazing show. No,
okay.
Yeah, Mike, you just got to ask nicely.
My number 1 game that I like but suck at. This game did make my top 50 when we did it a few months back. I do realize that I actually have won at this game, and I guess when I recorded it, I gave second place the win for whatever reason. So I've played this game 5 times and only won it once. That's why it's behind me, and that's Dwellings of Eldervale.
Oh, nice.
So, Tim, I won Good Teacher, my first experience down at JuliaCon, because I taught you, Bob, and Patrick that game, and I had the lowest score. I wanted Tim's reaction to that. He buffered as I was telling that one. He's going to remember it. There he is.
I can't believe you had a lower score than me at Dwellings at Eldervale.
I had the lowest score. Yes. And so I just remember Patrick having it was a light blue faction that allowed them to move anywhere. And the one thing about Dwellings is as soon as you place a guy out, the next guy has to be adjacent. And so you're restricted on where you can move. So if you have somebody that can like go anywhere, that is like a really good variable player power. I find myself a lot of times in this game, like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to build a bunch of dwellings, and then like I don't have a tableau. Or, oh, I got this tableau, but I don't have the dwellings to support it. You've got to have like this balance of the two, because every dwelling only allows you to score 3 of your tableau cards. So if you got more than 3, you're going to have at least 2 dwellings. Mm-hmm. And there's just that game has a way of restricting you, not just by the mechanics of the game, like resources are very tight in that game, but also because this is a worker placement game where there's combat with other people. So even though you get to do an action first, if an enemy occupies that space, now there's combat. And if they win, you're going to get kicked off of that space. And that's a space you can't build a dwelling at anymore, because you have to have a worker on a location to build the dwelling there. Your worker becomes the dwelling. And so if your workers get killed in battle, whoop, can't build any dwellings. And so the resources just feel like really tight. And so to get like all the resources for the card engine that you want, it's tough. It's a tight experience. And I've never really put that together that well. I taught Justin and Andrew one game just when I thought like, okay, I think I'm starting to figure out dwellings a little bit. Andrew scored over 100 points in that game. I still don't know how the heck he did that. I've never seen anybody score. I've seen a score in the 90s, but he had like 120 or something. Just blew us away.
Let me just say, I played Dwellings and I really liked it. I played it once, but I felt comfortable doing a review because I was really impressed with it and everything that they did. Reed, I'm glad you backed Andromeda's Edge. I looked at some stuff. I couldn't back it because just sometimes
It's a lot of money.
Sometimes Kickstarters hit at good times and sometimes they don't, right?
Right.
But man, Andromeda's Edge looked amazing. And I really feel like, because I know everybody's like, oh, it's a space version of Dwellings. But just like
There's
friends that I've had, like Sam Stockton seemed to really like it. Sam played it, from BA Games. He played it with Quackalope and them and Mingo, those guys and stuff. Seemed like he enjoyed it. So I'm really excited for you to get that experience because I was really impressed with what they did with Dwellings. So if they've updated it a little bit, and then and if you like the theme, I hope it's a banger. I really enjoyed Dwellings the first time I played it. I probably came in like third or fourth place. I think we played a 5-player game, maybe a 6-player. Could you?
It was 4
6-player game. It was just
it was
4?
just us 4. It was
you, me, Pat, Julia, or did Bob play?
You, me, Pat, and Bob. That was it.
Oh, Julia didn't play. Was Dan not there? Oh, Dan must not have been there that weekend. Okay, friends and family only. So that was like the first weekend I think I took you to Pat and Julia's, right? Was that the weekend you met them? Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, anyways, Pat and Julia, that's my sister and brother-in-law. They are the reason for the season. I mean, they are awesome gamers, very inclusive with their game group, have tons of amazing connections. Their game group is amazing. They're just awesome people. And I'm so proud and happy to be able to invite people to their home, play games with them and like, hey, you want to have a good time? Come with me. We're going to play games with them. You're going to have a good time. They're going to find out what kind of games you like and they're going to play those games. So obviously Mike has now gone there without me. Not because that wasn't spite. I was jealous, but not spiteful. Jealous because I couldn't make the timing work. It was a bad weekend for me. But I love that like my friends have become their friends, and will go and do it. And yeah, Bobby, I had faith in you. I knew we'd get to play it.
I knew somebody would.
That's
because
best shot at getting Dwellings.
Exactly. And the thing is, and maybe it's just an upgraded or a refined version. Great. I don't feel the need to own it. I'll gladly play other people's, but like owning Dwellings, I didn't feel the need to have both.
Well, and I don't know about you, Mike, but like sometimes you get to a point in your collection, right, where you're like, early on, I felt like I wanted every game. Like, ooh, I like that. I want that game. Ooh, I like that. I want that game. Now that I've gotten to the point where I am in my collection, I'm really trying to. I mean, I will cull my collection a little bit. I'm not going to just get rid of it to get rid of it. If somebody's like, oh, I really like that game, and it's kind of like, oh, I'll get rid of that game, I would just rather send it to them or sell it to them very cheaply, right? So that they can have that game as well.
Nobody backed Scarface in our group, Jason.
Oh my gosh, such a disappointment. That looks so good. That looked really good. But yeah, sometimes you have a game like Dwellings already, and you don't necessarily feel like you need Andromeda's Edge. Now, Bob jokingly, it's been a running joke in our group, has been trying to trade Mike for Dwellings
because it's been hard to get ever since it came out.
And so Bob now can get Andromeda's Edge. Fantastic, right? He's gonna have the updated maybe version, similar style game.
Yeah. Similarities. Not
now-
exactly a port over, but similarities.
And listen, there's game I will not get rid of my Battlestar Galactica because I have Unfathomable, and I'm also not getting rid of my Unfathomable. I bought that game because I loved it and had a great time with it. Yeah, Reed, I get it, dude. I totally get it. I had the others, the Kickstarter for the others, and I really liked it quite a bit. But I ended up kind of getting rid of it because it just only played it a couple times. And, so, and Zombicide's even a good game, especially second edition when they fixed the shooting rule.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the 10 million boxes that it comes in, right? Because you've got all the extra expansion packs, these characters, these characters, these characters, these characters, these characters. So I get it, dude. I totally get it. And it can be, I've got a stack of games like down here you can't see that I basically am like going to get rid of. I'm going to sell them or sell them for really cheap. You can ask Mike. I sell games to my friends sell them very cheaply, or just trade them. Like, okay, yeah, just give me this, give me that, right? I'm going to trade. Actually, I just got offered a trade on BGG, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to trade my copy of Tail Feathers, which I've never played, which is the Mice and Mystics tactical game. But I'm going to trade that for a copy of the Reckoners because I really want to play the Reckoners. I know Bob's got the super nice deluxe edition and everything, but I'm never going to get Tail Feathers played. Maybe 5 or 6 years from now when my kids get old enough to get interested into it, in it. But I could play the Reckoners before then, and that's a game I was already interested in. Reed, who's going to take that many boxes with them anywhere? I say this as a Cthulhu Wars fan. I have 3 trunks. Let me see if I can. Let's see if you can see all the way over there. There's 3 trunks stacked up. 1, 2, 3. That's all Cthulhu Wars stuff. I literally have everything for Cthulhu Wars that has been shipped. So a lot of times I just will take the core game and like the extra factions, right? Like I don't bring the extra maps and all the independent great old ones and all that jazz because I don't need all of that, right? So I found a way to sort of consolidate what I could take and get played because I love that game and I want to play it. But yeah, that's the problem with like almost any CMON game. A watcher of the show sent me 3D printed insert for my Ankh. So I was able to consolidate a lot of those boxes because then I could just put everything into that 3D insert. And CMON just does that, right? Whether it's Marvel United, whether it's Homicide, or any of the games.
Oh, yeah.
All of my Blood Rage stuff is just jammed into one box. You know, and I didn't back the second Kickstarter. I didn't do the digital, release one or anything. So, and no hate on anybody that did. Good on you. That's awesome. If that's what you love, that's your lifestyle game. Hell yeah, collect that. Show that off. That's amazing. But for me, I got it all in one box. I got everything I need. They didn't add anything to gameplay, really. So I got what I need. Bing, bang, boom. Good to go.
I am, as you know, Tim, very selective on what I back on Kickstarter. Always have been. Still am. Although I've backed a lot more this year. I'm still selective about the ones. But I just, and part of that goes into something I talked about earlier. I hate to overpay for stuff. So every Kickstarter you're paying that primo price. And there are some games I'm willing to do that for. Not all. And also just, I don't know if I'm going to like it. A lot of campaigns, I couldn't tell. I wait for the game to be available. and then word of mouth will get around as to whether that game is good enough. And I've always had enough games to be able to wait until those games hit retail. So
Yeah.
I'm just more selective. I've culled a lot of games. I've traded a lot of games. I don't have nearly as many as you and Bob, but and I still want a ton more, as we all do all the time. But
Dude,
but
no,
yeah, so just selective.
No, and that's the thing, man. And good for you. Good for you. That is a good way to be. That's
And I have nothing against people that not that's just the way I roll.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here's the one I'm excited about.
Dude, I hope that game doesn't suck. I really
me
hope
too.
that game doesn't suck. If it sucks, I'm gonna give you such a hard time.
As you can see, I haven't taken it out of shrink just in the event that it's not that good. But it is Luciani, so I don't think it can be a total whiff.
No, it's probably going to be pretty good, honestly.
I mean,
based on the designer,
right? I mean, how many good worker placement games has that guy designed? Like double digits now.
Based on the designer, it's probably pretty good.
Probably so.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? It's like for me anymore, it used to be earlier in my gaming hobby career or whatever. I used to back a little more frivolously, but again, I would experience the FOMO a lot more than I do now. Now not to brag or whatever, I got plenty of games. Now. So now I try to really think about like, okay, so like for example, DC Deck Builder game. They had a Kickstarter this time last year. I backed it because I have everything for DC Deck Builder. I love that game. There's a couple of the expansions I don't have, like small box expansions I don't have, but they're not that hard to get. I love that. I love that game anyways. So it's like, yeah, I want it. Just give it to me. I want it. I'm going to back it. I'm going to support them because I played the shit out of their game. Like I'm going to support them. Cthulhu Wars, it's one of those things. I went all in on the first one. And then after that, it was sort of like, well, I'm already in this deep. I'm going to keep going. But also, though, if you're going to go for price per play, right? It's a really interesting metric you can put on games. If you spend, let's just say $200 on a game, but if you play that game 20, 30 times, at 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours a pop, and you love and you enjoy that game, you've gotten your money's worth out of that game. I've got 3 trunks worth of Cthulhu Wars stuff. I've got stuff I have not played in there, but guess what? I've gotten every penny out of all of that stuff for the amount of times that I played that game. And sometimes it's just from a collector standpoint. If you're a collector, right? And you like just having showpieces. Like I've got a oversized copy of Ogre that I bought at a con flea market for really cheap. Still got the shrink on it. I don't know if I'll ever play that damn game. But that box is bigger than me. It's huge. It's a gigantic box. Let me see if I can show it. You see it? You see that big ogre box right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do.
It's huge. It's huge. So no, here's the thing, Ginger, is that Mike's too good at Feld games. So it's not gonna be on his list.
I've played those a ton. I actually played Trajan this weekend and had a pretty good score, but I've played that a lot.
So wait, hold on. Reed, did you mean Radlands or is Ratland a good Kickstarter? I'm curious.
I haven't heard of that one. And hi, Katsia.
Kat.
Hey, we plugged your calendar, but like over an hour ago.
Yeah,
so that means within the first 20 minutes we were talking about it. So just note to you.
Listen, everybody needs, if you want to have something. Here's the thing. Here's what I was going to put as my real quote. Katya was asking us if we had like a little quote we wanted to pull or something. Katya, if you want a real quote from me and not what I just said in the message thread, which I appreciate your wonderful sense of humor. If you want a real quote from me, if you want to make your game room stand out, you will have this calendar in there. It is going to make your game room stand out from everybody else's, because you're going to have you're going to have 12 pieces of artwork that nobody else is going to have.
Hey, that's
it's
true.
Amazing. It's 12. Amazing. Oh man.
Hey, wait, you get to do your taxes at the end of April in Canada? What the heck? Of course, I slacked and did mine like literally on the 17th. I don't know why. Last year I did the thing at work as the controller handed it to me.
Nice.
I don't know why I slacked. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't want to do certain things, so you just don't. I'm like, I still got time.
And if y'all don't know who Katya is, please educate yourself.
Or rewind an hour and 10 minutes to when we talked about her.
Seriously, this woman does amazing artwork, mosaic pieces. It's artwork. It's art with board game pieces, right? And the way that she creates it and everything is super awesome. It's great.
Taxes and launch at the same time. You did this to yourself. Yes, so, check out her calendar. It's worth it. You've never seen a calendar this high quality in your life. Trust me. Like, not just the art, the paper it's printed on is like 10 times thicker than a store-bought calendar.
So if you're in Canada, do your taxes, then next week back Katya's
yes, that's right.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Reed, wait a minute. It's rats, but it's hidden worker placement with bag building. Ooh. Holy crap.
I got you, X, because I can't say your full name. Sorry, go ahead.
This sounds amazing, Reed. Hold on. Obscure Spanish game. Don't you go all hipster on us, Reed. Don't you go. Listen, I'm the resident hipster in here. You can't be going hipster on me with this. That sounds amazing.
Sorry, I'm doing some legwork here. Don't mind me. So first.
Oh wait. Are you sharing stuff? Yeah, for
yes. Got you. And boom.
So X, look up Board Game Creations on Facebook, whatever your socials are, please.
Which is in that first link I sent.
It's totally awesome.
And her project is the second link I sent. Next week, I'll be backing up for the second time. It's an amazing calendar. X, look at the second link. That is literally her project. The preview is up. I hope those links are clickable. I think they are.
If they're not, trust me, we will.
Board Game version. Mosaic Calendar.
Yeah.
Board Game Mosaic Calendar 2024. Board Game Mosaic Calendar. There we go.
And let me just
boom,
tell you.
There it is.
Also, and it's like I said for Reed. You're not only supporting a really cool project, right? Like, because Reed has Vigilante, and he's got Vigilante Hidden Motives coming soon. And Reed's an amazing guy. It's super nice guy. But Katya has her calendar coming, and she is amazing. She's a super sweet and wonderful person that has put up with Mike and I's shenanigans for what, 2 years now, 3 years?
Something like that.
So if either of those people are patient and kind enough to deal with us, they are definitely worth your time and attention.
Yeah, I mean, she's in that small list of people I stalked on Facebook Messenger.
Small list? Listen, both Reed and Katya fit that list of people that I have tried to alienate because I gush over them so much, yet they still show up.
Makes it awkward, Tim. Way to go.
I love it. No, it's really funny because we talked about it when Katya was on the show, but I shared a picture of when I first met Katya, and she didn't really know who I was, but to her credit, when I met her, I got a picture with her at Origins, and then when we met again at Gen Con, she's like, "Oh, I remember you." Probably because I was on a list of like problematic individuals that I'll run into at conventions. But no, she's super sweet. She's wonderful. Just like Reed, awesome people.
She's got to come back.
It's like Sam from BA Games. It's the wonderful thing about this hobby is that if you allow yourself and you're open to it, you're going to meet the designers, you're going to meet these other content creators, and you're going to find out that they're just the people you see on the show, right? I mean, Mike is the guy you see on the show, right? I'd like to think I'm the guy you see on the show. I'm the guy you interact with at cons. I'm happy to see everybody and just let's play some games. Let's do it. It's been so rewarding to meet these other people that I've seen online that have had an online presence, or that have games you're excited about. And you meet them and they're like, no, these are actually just really cool people that are excited about the same things you're excited about. And, we're all just happy to be here. And to me, that just motivates me to want to support them, endorse them, give them my money, like let's do it. Let's make these dreams happen. So yeah. Katya, when you have time, we will definitely have you back on. I know you're doing your taxes, so tonight's not good. I know you've got a Kickstarter launching, but it was such a fun show to have you on. We're definitely going to have you back on.
Tim, she is watching us while doing her taxes, which means we are at least as entertaining as doing your taxes.
We are. And Reed, I just highlighted your comment specifically because Reed, if you ever want to come on one of these live streams with us, dude, I'd love to have you on. We can do a list.
For sure.
It's a good time. Reed was a good interview. He was fun to talk to. I think
now we got this shtick going on, so we can have anybody on any time of the week.
So, Mike, I think what we need to do is like maybe we randomly pick like a Patreon sometime and a patron and see if they come on with us.
Hey, you got the okay from him.
All right, Reed.
There you go.
Reed, no takebacks, dude. No takebacks, Reed. I know you. All right, Reed.
So our goal is to ham it up and talk about board games on these nights, much more casual, more long-winded. Many tangents will be gone down.
But yeah, I think we should have a patron come on and do a show with us sometime. I think we should.
There's a way to see that. I don't have admin login, I assume. So
yeah, there's probably a way. There's probably a way.
Which we have now, by the way. If you did not know, we have a Patreon. You can support us. I can't wait to film my ad, Tim. I don't think I get to do it this weekend, though. But will be filming my ad.
And I will just say this. If you were thinking about giving your money to a project, before you give it to us, give it to Reed and Katya first. Because they are making their dreams come true by doing the projects that they're passionate about. Now, Mike and I, don't get us wrong. We are passionate about this. Mike and I talk literally every day about
this dumb thing.
We literally talk every day about this show. Dan, who I know couldn't watch anymore because he was having trouble with T-Mobile. Dan and I talk almost every day about this show. Listen, we are passionate, but you guys have got to support these independent creators because that's what really makes this industry thrive, right? Because I mean, Simon's going to be fine. Simon doesn't need me and Mike getting drunk and getting crazy about Zombicide, whatever. They don't need us getting crazy about Ankh. Eric Lang doesn't need our help. Believe me, I love that dude. I would love to help him, but he doesn't need our help, right? But people like Reed, Katya probably doesn't need our help. Katya is doing pretty good with them Kickstarters, But guess what?
But we want to help, and it's the nicest calendar you'll ever find. So why not?
It is. It is. And Reed is one of the nicest dudes, and Vigilante is a badass game. So we're going to talk about it. So.
Yes. That's what we want to hear.
Support these guys. Support these people.
Yes.
Which, because they're awesome.
Leads me to a potential topic.
Okay.
By the way, guys, I was going to mention this like an hour and 25 minutes ago, but we thrive off of your ideas. If you have a topic for the show, if there's a top 5 you want us to cover, drop it in the comments. Nearly every single topic that we have talked about on this stream has been from you guys. We get them from the live chat. We get them from our Discord. I've pulled some from Facebook. I have a master list. There's like 40 topics on this thing. Every week I just slap it in Tim's inbox. I'm like, Tim, where are we going this time? Yeah. I think this one was my idea. Actually.
It might have been yours. I think you could take credit for this one.
I think this topic was my idea. Most of them come from you guys. So again, if there's a topic you want us to cover, we'd love to hear it. That being said, I love that, and I was gonna tag it. Let's make that the banner at the cons. Yes, right? Board Game Rundown, slightly better than doing your taxes in Canada.
Jason, please come to Origins. I know you live down in, central Indiana.
May.
You can make it over to Origins, dude. Come to Origins and hang out with us. Play a game with me and Reed and everybody else.
So Tim, I think May is a good month for another RiceCon. Right here in the Rundown Studios. No, that's not the basements. That's over where you live. But yes, right here on this very table, we have some very big get-togethers. And I want to have one possibly in May, and Jason's going to get an invite to that when that happens. But topic. Let me circle back around. I'm random Kickstarters we've backed. Huh?
Oh, that's a good one.
Not the biggest, most popular Kickstarters you've backed.
Okay, hold on. Facebook user.
Sorry.
You don't know who you are. You need to say your name so you can get an invite.
This streaming service, you have to give it permission or it won't let Facebook tell us who you are.
Andrew F., are you going to be at Origins? Seriously?
Oh, and he lives near Columbus, apparently.
You need to get in our Discord because we want to play games with you. I'm just calling it right now.
We want to play games with people at the cons. We have our own booth. There is a Board Game Rundown booth at Gen Con and Origins. I can't stress this enough. So if you want to meet us and play games with us, literally just come to our booth. As soon as we know the number.
Katie.
Hey!
Oh,
yes, it's wonky.
Katie, you're already invited. Katie, you should assume. Jason and Katie both just assume you're invited. Show up because we're playing games with you. You can't actually, unfortunately for Jason and Katie, if they show up, it's like, hey guys, what are we playing? What are we playing? What are we playing? What are we playing?
I forget.
I'm going to bother them so much because I love them and I want to play games with them.
So, X, because I'm not pronouncing your whole name. We do have an all-time top 10. We put it out in December, so we did it at the end of last year. So it's a little dated. I mean, there's stuff from this year I'd put in my top 50. But yeah, we do have a top 50. It's 5 different videos of 10. So if you want to see me, Tim, Bob, and Dan, our top 50, it is out there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. A common top 10. I wonder what.
Between all of us, a collective top 10? Like, what if there was a way, since we do, I'm getting an idea here, Tim. Better watch out. Watch out for Mike's ideas.
I'm watching.
So, okay, what if, since we do conglomerate scores, we take our reviews, we average them, and we say this is the rundown score. What if there was a way that we could do a composite ranking of our top 50 games? Like every game you rank, like Tim and I'll just spoiler. Tim's 1 is Concordia. My 2/1 is Concordia. Give
So
that a
Concordia-
score of Tim's score for Concordia is 50. Mike's is 49. It didn't make Bob or Dan's list. So you add those together, divide them by 4. There's your composite score. Find out what games have the highest composite scores.
Now on a Whiskey Wednesday, though, it's just 2 of us, so the math is easier. So Concordia is going to be number 1.
Concordia is number 1. Ank's number 2.
Spoiler alert. Ankh is number 2.
Because where do you have Ankh?
I think I had it 3 or 4.
Yeah, I had it at like 6.
Like 4. Yeah,
I had it at like 6. So Ankh's number 2.
Okay, Foxbat just commented in the Discord. That's our boy Andrew.
Oh, okay. See, I like. Thank you for doing that, Andrew. I like knowing who you are in the YouTube comments compared to your Discord name. So, if I haven't caught that before, I apologize, or I forgot.
So Jason, okay. I pray.
Oh.
I pray that you love this game, dude.
Me too.
So here's the thing, right? Is like
I love smartphones.
We can go crazy and talk about how much we love games, and then when somebody says, "Oh, I bought this game because you guys talk about it," I'm like, "Oh shit, do I love that game?"
I hope it's good. Oh no!
I hope that it justified the $45 that they spent on it.
It's just such a good, streamlined, economic game with an action planning system that I've never seen before. And at the very onset of the game, you do that action planning. If you like it, then you're in for a ride. I've never seen anybody do that.
Hey, Pretend Monkey. Listen, I just started talking to him about reviewing a game he's got coming for Kickstarter, but it's not until like August, I believe. But super nice guy. He is friends with Brian and Amber Graymore, who did Mini Steel. Well, he met them, I should say. I shouldn't say friends. I apologize if that's too strong. But please, if you have a second and you have the ability, share your link in the chat to either your Facebook group or one of your socials so that people can follow you. This is a Kickstarter that we're gonna like check out coming up in the next couple of months. So super exciting. And yeah, Katie, you are 100% correct, right? Like no pressure. Somebody bought a game that you recommended or talked about a lot. And it's like, oh, please let them love that game. I feel like if they don't like that game, I need to buy that game from them and then give it to somebody who would
failed as a reviewer, Tim.
I know.
You're a bad influencer.
I know. And then I'm going to assume that's Jason since Katie's commenting under her own.
I have smartphone ranked the highest out of all of us. It's in my top 10. I absolutely love Smartphone.
And just so you know, Pretend Monkey, I believe I recommended you to the Board Game Mechanics, which is those folks right there. Jason and Katie are awesome. Reach out to them. If your game is for them, they will tell you and they will do a video for you. And if it's not, they're going to say, hey, it doesn't really fit our scope. And they will politely decline. But they are some of my favorite people in the whole world. And I wish they would be at Origins every day to just hang out with us. I really do. And I say that not like blowing smoke, because Jason and I have different taste in games sometimes because I like miniatures and Jason doesn't. But Jason is so down to just play whatever because he likes playing games. And then Katie doesn't like space games, but I love space games. And so if I can get Katie to play a space game that she loves, I feel so good and validated as a human being. We have had both of them on the show, live stream and not. And I just love them. Jason was so kind with advice when I first started the show. He was one of the first people I reached out to, like, hey, what do you think? And like, what do you do? And he was so generous with his time. And then Katie is Jason's much better half. And she provides such valuable insight and it's a great balance. And I just love her opinion. I respect her opinion so much. She brings so much to the table on podcasts. So I just hold them in the highest esteem possible. I really do. I'm just, full disclosure, I'm already in the bag for them. So if they say something, I automatically agree with them, and then I have to think about it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I still agree with them. No, they're amazing.
Hey, we got a Facebook like. That's the first one I've seen.
Oh, snap.
We're streaming to multiple platforms.
Snap. So Reed's got a list here. Hey, Reed, maybe we save this list for when you come on the show. Because here's the thing, Reed. If you're going to come on the show, I'm going to say, hey, dude, what top 5 do you want to do? Or top 10?
Correct. We let our guests pick usually. If you don't have one in mind, I'll snag from the master list. And
yes, Bobby, you are correct. Katie is the much better half of Jason. But you can't hate on Jason because he's the reason we know about the ICP deck building game into the Echo side.
Talk about games you're getting to the table that nobody else is.
That's good. I'm going to buffer in a second.
John won a game. Which one was it? Was it Ready, Set, Bet? Did you get one Ready, Set, Bet? We're going to... Because I've been messaging Jason lately because we were just talking about how we all got to get together and play games soon. I mean, yeah, Origins, but what is that, like 2.5 months from now? Come on. Oh, yes. Nightmare Productions. Love Knizia auction games.
Yeah. No, Nightmare Productions is so good. I love that game. John, I hope you get to play it, and I hope you love it. We loved it. And if you don't like it, I guess you got some good trade fire.
That's true. It's true. Trick or Treat keeps putting out some other really cool looking like horror style games.
Yeah, I got to reach back out to them because they're doing other games that aren't horror games.
He's freezing. Yeah, they are doing a few other games, and I am super stoked to hear you've been playing it. Like that is awesome. Best thing and we could possibly hear about that.
Yeah, dude, John, if you had fun with it, I'm unbuffering now. So hopefully you've had fun with it. You played it a bunch. That's awesome. And so glad we've had the opportunity to do that for you.
Objectively, I could see it maybe getting a little repetitive after a few plays. Like it might kind of seem like the theme's not that strong and you're sort of bidding on the same stuff over and over, but still like that's a nitpick. I just like auction games a lot. And so just playing with different groups and seeing how people value stuff and based on how much they're willing to bid is always a mechanic that interests me regardless of the game. So
Yeah. And again, let me just say, because we got Jason, we got Katie, we got Katya, and we got Reed here. This is what I love, right? Is we've got other content creators hanging out with us, and these people are amazing. Honestly, they especially Katya and Reed. You guys have made stuff like that have contributed to the board game industry. Jason and Katie, you guys are content creators that I look up to, and you guys create a great product that you put out there every week, or sometimes multiple times a week, because Board Game Mechanics pops out lots of videos, and they do good stuff. And I just look up to you guys. I love you guys. I hope that we can. I strive to achieve your level of quality. So you guys rock. I love you. And Trevor, no, we're not going to forget about Syracuse, Mike, but that's Mike Giuliano. He's not here tonight, and he doesn't have a reason because the Rangers don't play till tomorrow night.
Sorry, I thought so. He was talking about Syracuse, Mike. I thought he was saying, "Hey, Mike, don't forget about Syracuse." Like, yes, I would love to go to CuseCon, but it doesn't fit in the schedule. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. Not this
I'm gonna
year.
try. I'm gonna try really hard to get to CuseCon because I think I can. If I can make it like a family vacation, and even if I can dip into CuseCon for like a day, just to see a bunch of people, shake a bunch of hands, kiss a bunch of babies, like that whole thing. But just see people that I actually, that I really love from the industry and the hobby and everything. Oh yeah, Mike's a Gamma. Okay, he's got an excuse. Fine, Cassia,
Yeah, we
give
know.
him
He's
an
been
out.
posting about it all week, and I keep
Give him an
telling,
out.
stop plugging until you ship me Mission Control,
And here's the thing though, is that Gamma
which
is
I've
moving
actually
to
been doing.
Mike, Gamma is moving to Louisville, Kentucky after this year.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious. And guess who
Dude.
has all the family in Louisville, Kentucky?
Guess where all the best bourbon distilleries are?
Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky.
This one too. All of them.
Louisville, Kentucky. I got so much
Dude,
family.
are you serious? Are you serious?
I got so much family in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah, Gamma's moving to Louisville. And I am dragging my family to Gamma because I'm freaking going to Gamma once it's in Louisville. I really am. I really
Definitely. Okay, so I've only been to Origins and Gen Con. I haven't even been to Geekway. That one's close enough. Then it's realistic. But Louisville, like definitely. Is that an official invite there, Jason? Is that what we're doing there? That's an official invite.
Jason. Yeah, and Bobby and I love to shake some babies every chance we get. So CuseCon is in September,
Bob,
I believe.
Clear your calendar for the weekend of May 20th.
Yeah,
because we're going to try to get Tim to go.
Oh, dude.
But I understand family duties. I understand it, and I don't even give you a hard time because I understand. Bob and I are the two single dudes of the group that also don't work on weekends. so
hold on.
We do cool stuff.
Let me just say, while I don't think I can swing that weekend, because I don't think I can swing that weekend. The following weekend, Mike, because my birthday is May 23rd, right? That's right after that weekend. I have already begun talking to my wife about having another game day, right? Maybe Memorial Day weekend, which is the following weekend.
Oh.
So, Mike, just pencil in that Saturday for some good times.
Memorial Day weekend.
Pencil in that Saturday.
Thought about hauling the camper somewhere that weekend, but it doesn't mean I can't haul it somewhere local just to get it outside.
Haul it to my damn driveway, dude. You can sleep out there.
I better bring some whiskey for an excuse to crash in the driveway.
There's room for you.
Well,
Tim
is really not going to feel like home when we move that camper next month. I tried.
Jason. If I could drag my wife down to Columbus, area.
X, you are laying on the praise. Tim, how did you happen to recruit the Avengers of board game content?
Okay, so I'm going to tell this real quick. I'm going to tell this really abbreviated, expurgated for Bob version of this story. I used to help run a board game night an open game night at my local FLGS, right? Friendly local game store. The owner of that store asked me if I would host a board game YouTube show. He wanted to start a network, right? Where they covered Magic, they covered miniatures, they covered board games, blah, blah, blah. I stood out as the alpha gamer, right, for board games. So he asked me if I would do a board game show, and I go, sure, that's great. What do you want me to do? And he goes, you figure it out. whatever you want to do, which was the worst thing possible because then I had to come up with everything. It's so much easier when you're given guidelines to work within. So I recruited Bob Hooper, who's in the chat. Bob is one of my friends of over 20 years now, that I play board games with, played role playing games with, played Magic with. Love Bob, and also just all around great dude. And then started to recruit other people, right? Like Dan couldn't make it early on, but then Dan's gaming nights freed up and Dan was able to start coming on the show regularly. Spencer, when he could make it. So I started grabbing people from a game group because it's one thing if I'm going to give you my opinion on a game or we're going to talk about news and stuff, but I thought about like it's more interesting if there's conversation about this, right? There's a dynamic about this. I named the show Board Game Rundown because I love the ESPN show, Pardon the Interruption. And that's just two guys. That's Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser. And they're either agreeing or disagreeing on different things that happen in sports. So I wanted to have a show where we would run down different topics and we would agree or disagree. And that was the fun of the show, is where we agreed or disagreed and could argue our points intelligently about board games. So that's where I came up with it. And so Mike and I actually, I also was already part of a board game group that's local to Northern Indiana, called the Meeple Game Society. And we were organizing like meetups and stuff, and we'd have big meetups and whatever. And me and Bob and other people were involved in that and stuff. I don't remember exactly how Mike picked me out of the group, but Mike's like, "Hey, I don't live that far from you. I'm one town over. Like I've got the, I'd like to show up to these things. I see you're a local gamer, blah, blah, blah. I've got this game. I'm thinking about trading. Should I trade it?" And I'm like, "Yes, trade it now. The value's high. It's about to get a reprint." Thank God it worked out in Mike's favor. But Mike made the trade. And then Mike actually started coming over and gaming with us after we had already gotten the show going. But here's the thing is sometimes you meet people and they're like, you know what, this guy would be good on camera, right? This person would be good on camera. I want them to come on and talk with us about games, right? So I started to invite Mike about coming on. Bob was already on because Bob, I had no idea how shy Bob could be until I asked him to be on camera because I'd only known Bob just from knowing Bob, right? And I'm like, no, this dude knows a ton of stuff. Super smart guy, right? I met Spencer, super smart guy, so smart, like lots of great opinions and thoughts, and will come at things from a different angle than I do. So I try to surround myself with people that I think are smarter than me, have different opinions than me. And even if we agree on the same thing, maybe we agree for different reasons. Like maybe this game is great for a different reason. I wanted to have people that would see stuff from different angles than I see it. And they don't have to be people I agree with 100%. And so that's how I got everybody on the channel, and everything. And I'm lucky, right? Because I asked Dan's super passionate about the channel and helping it grow. I asked Bobby, Bob's super passionate, especially once he got comfortable on camera, super passionate, lots of things to say, lots of knowledge, motivated and driven to help the channel go. I asked Mike, right? Mike is so driven and motivated, lots of things to say. Really great on camera, Mike. Compliment to you, put you on the spot.
Thank you.
But really just wants to help the channel grow and in a positive way, right? Like but the other thing is we all genuinely enjoy each other's company. I have so much fun when I'm hanging out with any of these guys, whether it's all of us together or whether it's one-on-one. Like Mike and I could go have a beer tomorrow, have a freaking great night, and never even talk about board games. We could talk sports the whole night. I mean, that's the amazing thing is I have made friends because of this show and because of the board gaming hobby, that like it doesn't even matter. Like Dan and I could talk movies all night. Bob and I have so much in common. We could talk about whatever all night, have a great time, and never even talk about board games. And that's the thing that I love. And we don't always agree. And my friends are not afraid to say, Tim, you're wrong. You're an idiot. You're 100% wrong about this. I don't like this, whatever. I expect my friends to call me out when I'm wrong. I expect my friends to disagree with me when they feel very strongly otherwise. And that is, I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky to have that dynamic with this group of people. So if you just want my 5-minute tangent, which is, I guess, what you asked for, that's how I found these people. These are people I like to play games with, that I feel like can articulate their views on board games very clearly on camera, and that I just love hanging out with and want to do stuff with. And, I just, every one of you guys, I absolutely love to the bottom of my heart. You guys do so much for me outside of just doing the show. It's 100%. Like Mike and I talk about whatever stuff. If I'm having a bad day, I can text Mike and we're talking about it. I can text Bob and we're talking about it. I can text Spencer. I can text Bob. Whoever. Dan. Everybody. We can talk about stuff, and I respect every one of your opinions 100%, even when I don't agree, and I don't care. I love it. We're having a good time. So yeah, that's really it. That's really it. That I just find people that I trust to A, hold me accountable, and B, present themselves as genuinely and as honestly as they can be. The Mike you see right here is the Mike you get in person. He's loud, but he's fun.
I'm a goofball.
I guarantee it.
I'm a goofball.
That's the thing with me is I'm loud. I'm louder than you.
He's very energetic all the time.
But
it's contagious.
And I'm just down to have a good time. Let's have a good time. Play the game I hate the most. I don't care. You will never know it if I don't know you. If I don't know you and you pick a game that I hate, let's play it. Let's have a good time. I don't care. Let's do it, man.
So we're getting some good compliments in the comments here that I appreciate. Thank you guys. So I was going to add a couple things to this part of the story. So I think the first time I actually chatted you up, Tim, was because I think I responded to you in a Facebook group about some game. And I think I just have this habit of like, I went several years, multiple times in my journey of the board game hobby where I didn't have like a full-time group. It was just me and my buddies, and they weren't into it nearly as much as me. And so it's just been several segments of me reaching out to people, just hoping I can find someone to game with. That's how I met my first group. I went into Board Game Geek. I went into guilds that were local to my area. I found some people that were local. I messaged them, and next thing you know, I'm showing up, and they were the nicest people in the world, and I still consider them friends to this day, and that was 10 years ago. That's how I met them, was a random message on Board Game Geek. I just randomly messaged Tim one day. I'm like, hey, you're local, and we have a mutual friend that I've known since grade school. And then you were like, oh, that's my neighbor. I'm like, I've known your neighbor since I was 7 years old. How random. Also love board games. Let's keep chatting. Because I just haven't found many people in my close circle that were big board gamers. And then fortunately I met Tim, and then I realized he had a show, and then I had opinions about his show. And then, this thing started happening.
And Mike, legitimately, dude, I am so grateful for the friendship we have been able to develop.
Oh, definitely.
Out of this, it has made my life better, right? Like all of these friendships have made my life better.
No
Katia,
question.
Come on, Katia. Come on. You're a part of this now. You are a part of this network. You have the escape for you. Really, that's where there's no escape.
I was going to segue this a little bit, not only to like how we started talking, but
What's up, Alan?
like-
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming over to our side for a day. I know we're not competing with Full 42 tonight, so that helps. But
why
thank you for popping in.
why in particular, this is going maybe a little personal, but why in particular you and I kind of do this show, and maybe why we're entertaining. So I've been in sales for 20 years now. Like me meeting new people, I've done, that's like how I've made my livelihood for a very long time. So putting on presentations, building rapport with people, being entertaining, and the life of the show, that can be what sales is. So that's a thing I've done for quite some time. Also happened to study telecommunications at college. So this is sort of the thing I've wanted to do before. And then I was like, hey, this Tim guy I know does that. Maybe I'll just hound him until he invites me onto the show. No, that was literally never my intention. I just wanted to find more people to play games with, and it turned into this, and I'm like forever grateful for that.
No, Mike, listen, dude, you're a perfect fit. You're a perfect fit. It's natural. And clearly, right? Like the way that your and I's friendship has grown naturally, right? Totally unforced.
Because when we're not talking about board games, we're talking about what parlay we have going on.
No doubt, dude.
I'm going to be trash talking whoever the Bears pick tomorrow.
No doubt. No, me too. I say that as a Bears
fan, because they're going to pick someone terrible. No, I think you have a GM now.
Probably. Yeah, we do have a real GM, so we'll see what happens. But you know, honestly though, right? Like I got really lucky. I had some amazing friends that I could pull from to start the show, and then to grow the show. I've met amazing people and wonderful people like Mike, right? And then because of the show, I've met awesome people like Reed and Sam and Katia. And actually, I didn't even meet Katia because of the show. I met Katia because of Facebook. And stuff, but I've gotten to actually know her because of the show and her show, the Full 42.
Yeah, true.
You know, and it's just so awesome and so fulfilling. It's funny because my kids in school, this is a thing they teach, and I never heard of until they were in school, where it's like, are you a cup filler? Are you a cup, you know, like a drainer, you know, dipper? Do you pull out of other people's cups? So do you make other people around you better? Like, is that like, that's a cup filler? And that's the great way to be, you know what I mean? And I want to be a cup filler, right? I don't necessarily need Mike to think I'm his absolute best friend, but I want to, when Mike thinks of me, to go, you know what? Tim's a good guy. Like, that's a positive experience hanging out with Tim or talking to Tim. I get so much fulfillment out of that, out of being
He'd let me watch Winston. Person. That's the ultimate compliment. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and my kids just watched Winston over the weekend or on Sunday while we were filming, and apparently so far they've done a good job because Winston is still alive. Mike, fill some time. I'm going to be right back.
Okay. All right. It must be either family related or bathroom related, I'm going to assume. So, because it was very quick and very urgent. So, cup filler. Yes, I like that one as well. He's not kidding. I mean, without Tim being as inviting as he was, like, I never would have met any of these guys. I'm one of the newest members of the channel. But I love doing it. I'm obviously super passionate about board games. So yeah, Wednesday. You know what's funny is that I've played more games with Bob than anybody else since I've met these guys. So yeah, Bob, obviously your friendship is great. I can't wait to play this guy, as you can see again. And Katia does some work for these guys. So I'll go ahead and just put this back up again. As you can see that glimmer on the box, you see that, the little crinkle? Yeah, that's shrink wrap. Yeah, I won't be removing that just yet, just in case. Just in case. Oh man. Do I look older than I am? I would have been 5 years old. I don't think I remember that Super Bowl. Hey, that let me tell you. Hey, this right here, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is the local Airbnb, the local board game Airbnb. It's right here in my house. Sam Stockton, designer, BA Games of Forges of Ravenshire, stayed in this very home for a weekend where we played that game, like 2 or 3 times, and loved every second of it, which, by the way, we got to do before anybody else did. I don't know if we mentioned that today or in previous streams. Cassia, that's what I'm seeing too. Like, everybody seems to be raving about Darwin's Journey. I don't know why I'm being weird about popping the shrink. I think it's because I had to wait so long for it and everybody has it that I'm like, I'm just going to savor this moment. I'm going to play Bob's copy first. And if it's awesome, then like grabbing all the pieces of my copy and punching it will just be that much more satisfying. I don't know. I'm delaying. We had this conversation in our Discord, speaking about good reasons to be in our Discord, about whether you still find satisfaction in punching games. I do. I love punching games. I like to take that big old whiff of the box, like when I'm done, there's a satisfaction there with that smell and punching.
12 years into the hobby officially, and I still love it.
Yes, sir.
And let me just say to Emerald Rose, because now that I'm back, the Bears. Yeah, Mike. Mike, did you watch the '85 Super Bowl? Who didn't? If you were alive then.
I remembered it. I mentioned that I don't remember because I was 5, so I don't really remember that Super Bowl.
I just want to say that my kids did a good job of babysitting Winston during filming last week because he crashed so hard. Mallory probably took every time Winston even looked at his leash. I'm sure my daughter was like, "We're gonna take him for a walk." Yeah. Dave Dorson, oh man, he was the man. But yeah, I mean, just going back before I ran upstairs, I just absolutely love this community so much. And that's why I say when the Beast review comes in and people are like, "Oh, you guys are idiots. You know, this was dumb and it was a hate-filled review." And it's like, I respect your opinion. I'm glad you love the game that we didn't love. And I don't care, man. Like, let's just talk about it. Let's have a good time. I'll play that game with you again. Tell me why that game's good. Tell me why it's great. Let's also talk about games we love together. You know, I would say almost every single person that I've met because of this hobby, I'm a better person for it. Almost everybody. There's 1 or 2 where you're like,
truth's coming out.
But they make everybody else shine so much brighter. You know, and then there's Mike, which is cool. No.
Wait till tomorrow. Hey, we got some people that enjoyed that Beast review. I mean, you guys gave your honest opinions. That's really all you can ask for.
No, we did. Like, come on, man. I know. Listen, I know that we gave it a hard time. I was very excited for that game. I wanted to give it a very good review. Actually, Mike, just so you know, and this is just a little something for everybody because this video isn't out yet. We all reviewed Earth. We played and reviewed Earth beforehand. It got good ratings from all of us, but not necessarily great. I don't think anybody was like blown away by Earth. I thought Earth was really good. But I wasn't amazed. I didn't love it as much as I had hoped to. I won't give away our scores or anything like that. But then we had Beast to go next. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm super excited for Beast. Beast is gonna like be the one that I just can't stop talking about today. And then we play Beast, and I'm like, ugh, like there's just problems with this game. Um, so hey, Reed, you come and play games with us at Origins, and you and I can swap stories about people in the industry that didn't impress us. And hey, Brandon, good night, buddy. I thank you so much for coming on and joining us. I'm assuming you're saying goodbye, or maybe you're saying hello. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny because when we put out a bad review, like a review for a game that we all kind of were on, I'm a little nervous just because it's like I don't really want to crap on any game because I know there's people that are going to love this game. I really don't want to do it. But also, I have an obligation if I met with Mike outside of work, right? Outside of doing the show, and he's like, "Hey, what'd you think of Beast?" I mean, I'd give him my honest opinion, and I'd try to explain why. But I'd also not just say it's a bad game, because that's not a good review. That's not a fair review. I would say, and we did, I don't like it because of X, Y, and Z. Oh, Brandon's calling his shot.
People in the hobby that didn't impress us. I've already told Tim about one of mine. I'm going to write it down. I don't know if it's worth really individually calling people out.
And let me just
I'm still going to write it down.
Dan is always, I give Dan credit. Dan is always very honest. Dan is always very honest with his reviews. And I feel like we owe that to you guys as people that watch the show. I really do. Because I tell everybody, and I told Reed this even, right? If Reed sends us his game, Vigilante, and we don't like it, because Reed's an independent publisher. If he sends us his game and we don't like it, we're just not going to make a video on it. Because Reed's an independent guy. He is trying to get a game on Kickstarter. It doesn't do us any good to punch down on someone like Reed. If we had never played Vigilante and it came out and we gave it a bad review, well, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. Mike will know what I'm talking about. We've been sent a game. I just got it in the mail. I'm not really sure how we're going to feel about it. And this person asked us their very honest opinion about it. And we're going to have to look at it. But Mike and I have had some messages because before playing it, we've had some questions. So, I mean, we're going to look at the game, we're going to play it, and we're going to give that person our honest review. If I'm making a review so Mid-Hall Games made Beast. That game is published. It was well funded. They're fine. If we do a review of their game and we don't like it, they're fine. Secret Cabal did a review of their game and they loved it so much. And that's great. I'm glad people are loving that game. But honestly, man, like, I'm not going to talk about your game and talk about how wonderful I think it is if I don't actually think it's wonderful, right? It's the same thing with Katya's artwork. If I don't think Katya's artwork's wonderful, I'm just not going to talk about it, you know? Now, if she worked for CMON and was like their official artist, then I'd be like, oh, here's another Katya Howitson, like game where all the art was done. And it's like, okay, it's fine. Like, but that's not the case. You know, like she does a calendar, she does it independently, and her shit's amazing anyways. So we're going to talk about how great it is. Like, I mean, it's just fair, right? I try to be fair. I honestly, while every once in a while it is fun to do a review where we can kind of let loose, I do not really enjoy just crapping on a game. I'd rather like rave about a game. But I mean, Bob had a Kickstarter for a very popular game. It's in the hotness. We all played it. We needed to do a review for it. So we need to give our honest opinions. I don't think Studio Midhall is like a bad, game production company or anything. You know what I mean? It's not them. I just think that the game we got wasn't what we wanted. And
It raised just over $500,000, by the way.
I mean, that's $500,000. I'm Mike, you and I are betting guys. I said this already tonight. I'll say it again. I'm going to bet you. I'll bet you 10-1. If Katya makes 500,000 on her calendars, she's probably going to be pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet you if Reed makes 500,000 on Vigilante Hidden Motives on his next Kickstarter, he's probably going to be pretty excited about that. Now I say that and watch their goals are going to be 750,000 and I'll totally be completely wrong. But I'm just saying, it was a successful Kickstarter. It was a game we talked about on the rundown before, like while it was on Kickstarter, before it came out. We thought this looked really cool. We found out later on that they some of the things we complained about, they had actually added after the fact because of like the economy of the game was thrown off by it. And Katya, you shouldn't faint because your calendars should make $1 million. They're freaking amazing. But you know what I mean, right? It's a very successful Kickstarter. I feel very comfortable giving my honest opinion. And also, it's already funded. People are getting it. So people are going to have their opinions. They're going to play it. Other people that didn't back it are going to want to know, is this a game I want? Right. We're going to talk about it in a way where you're going to say, I don't have a problem with that. They didn't like it, but I don't have a problem with that. There's tons of reviews that I don't agree with because they didn't like something of like one or two aspects of the game. And it's like, well, that doesn't bother me. I'm still getting to play this game I love. Like I can deal with that. So yeah. And Reed, you should, I would hope you make way more than 25K, but yeah, so again, and it's fine. If people don't like our opinions on it, that's also fine. I really genuinely appreciate the interaction because for example, right? Like I don't like Foundations of Rome. We have had so many good conversations about games like that where it's like, well, why I don't like it. I should like it, or, like other things where, other games where it's like, I should totally like it. Smartphone, right? Dan with Smartphone. Dan doesn't like Smartphone. He should like Smartphone. It does all these things he likes, but for whatever reason, he doesn't like it. Right. So I totally just love all of the conversations, that generate from not agreeing, on it. It's really, life is so easy when everybody agrees on everything. But it's so much fun when you can have a conversation about why you don't agree, as long as it's productive and positive and fun and everything. But I have a group and have people that I enjoy interacting with and that I enjoy disagreeing with. We don't have to agree. That's the fun. So
we disagree a lot.
No, we do all the time. I mean, we've all got different opinions and different styles of games that we love and everything. And that's the beauty of it, so. I don't know.
It makes it fun for sure. It makes it fun. We have a lot of varying opinions on our show for sure.
And again, right? Back to X's question. The point is to not just have everybody that likes like Bob and I like different style of games. Mike and I enjoy different style of games. Dan and I enjoy different styles of games. Spencer and I enjoy different styles of games. Andrew and I enjoy different styles of games, right? Like we all overlap in different areas, and it's like a crazy Venn diagram, right? And we've all got things that we absolutely love, and there's things we absolutely hate, and stuff. And I just wanted a wide variety because my opinion is boring.
I agree.
Just Mike and I's opinion is boring. Let's get as many people as we can talking about this and different eyes on it and different points of view. We come from different walks of life. I mean, Mike and I, while we have a ton in common, have different backgrounds. We have different approaches to things. We live different lives currently. It makes for good conversation.
That's true. That's very true. Dissenting opinions. Opinions.
So, but that's what I love. Like, yeah, I just love it.
Oh, I was just going to say it's funny because I think I probably like more games similarly than Bob does. But like my favorite, you and I share our favorite strategy game, which is Concordia.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Dan share our favorite game of Blood on the Clock Tower.
Mm-hmm.
But yet a lot of the other games on Dan's top 50 list, I'm like, Yeah. But like we both love our favorite game is the same one, you and I have the same favorite Euro game. And, you and I don't have a ton of games in common. There are some, but I found that Bob and I are the closest on game taste.
You guys like your Euros.
That's true.
Euros.
Yeah.
And Bob and I like our skirmish. We like our tactical skirmish games.
I will play more of those. I just haven't.
And Dan doesn't like those, but Dan and I like just jive on other games very well. I don't know which ones off the top of my head.
But at the same, I was just going to say, I love Ascension Tactics. So, I mean,
dude, that game was so freaking good.
It was great.
It was really good.
What do we actually hate board game wise?
John, I don't know that I hate like any mechanics specifically, because I said it earlier, like I'm a big fan of just sitting down at a table and playing a game. I hate games that are fun.
It's rare that you'll see Tim really have a whole lot negative to say about games. Like we've actually joked about how Tim's rating system is overwhelmingly positive. So to see Tim have some very poignant but negative things to say about a game, I'm taking those things very seriously because he wants to say good things about those games. I know he does because he says good things about a lot of games that I don't think are that great. So, yes, all 10s, right. So I know he's got a favorable internal, rating system. So if he didn't like it, he obviously really didn't like the game. What can you say?
I mean, yeah, thank you, Mike, for saying that, because again, my genuine, approach is I'm happy to just be playing games and hanging out with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if it doesn't click, it's rough. Brandon, only Cubs-opoly.
Yes.
And Bears-opoly.
Ooh, you lost me.
Those are
also
the
lost
ones.
Me.
Those are the other ones. Mike was back in with Cubs-opoly.
Ooh, Reed's a social deduction guy? I love it. I mean, maybe that's why you need a deck builder with hidden trader mechanics that I really need to play, because that's a great combo of mechanics. I love hidden trader games. Again, salesman of 20 years, just something about reading people is just fascinating to me.
Now, I do think that Bob liked Vigilante and gave it a positive review because of the other mechanics involved in it, but maybe not. But I'm pretty sure he did. But yeah, no, I love, like Mike and I, you and I are social animals. You and I are like total. I used to be a bartender. You're a salesman. I work in sales now. You still clearly work in sales.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are social animals. And again, I think that's part of I think my personality already skewed positive anyways, but I think that's why I flourished in this sales environment, because it's not like, oh, this is too expensive for you. It's like, well, I mean, if you want value, this is where it's at, right? I mean, you're always looking at positive values, things for everything. And
always putting that positive spin.
But you and I also, though, do love, I don't know, Mike, I think you just like being able to figure people out. And I know I do. And I'm going to say that that's why we love that social deduction thing out there, So
I'll let Tim tag it.
that one,
I know people here. I don't sell cars in the sense that you think I sell cars. I work at an auto auction. I am not the guy, the vulture that hounds you as soon as you walk on the lot trying to test drive that new CRV that you were looking at.
no. And, and again, I am a total people pleaser, so I don't like giving bad news. I really don't. So that's why I do like to give positive reviews. But I also, again, when we're feeling negative, but I think that's also why I like social deduction, because I love trying to read people and get into people's brains. And, I think games like Vigilante and other games like that, where it's like there's a little bit of social deduction mixed in, are just such a fun combination and sprinkling of that mechanic in there. And Andrew, so Andrew commented he's going to be at Origins. Andrew, is your wife coming to Origins? Don't tell Bob if she is, because Bob's a lech. But if you're bringing her to Origins, let us know what kind of games you guys like. We will make sure we sprinkle those in. And then Reed, yeah, man, every spare minute you have for games, I'm going to bother you. Let's play some games together. I cannot wait. People like Andrew and Reed that I know are going to be at Origins. It's like, tell me your favorite game. And if I don't have it or you're not bringing it, like, what's the closest thing we can play to that? Let's play it together. Let's do it. Like, let's have a great time. I'm really excited for that.
Play it in the booth.
That's my personality. That's Mike's personality. I don't know that I've ever seen Mike go, nah, I don't want to play that.
Not often.
Honestly, I've seen Bob go, on some stuff, and I love Bob. That's not a dig on Bob, but I've seen him go, I'll pass. Same thing with Dan, but I think for the most part, if either anybody on the show were to sit in on a game with anybody else, we would be like, let's have a good time. Let's do it. Let's make a good time out of it. I've watched Dan play Lords of Vegas, and he doesn't like it.
See, John's figuring things out here. Just make Mike buy it. The guy that already admitted he was cheap, the guy that's already admitted that he doesn't like to buy games that just collect dust. Yes, I have a collection, but I don't buy games to collect them. I buy them to play them. And I have nothing against people that spend their money to collect games. Do it. I don't like to waste money. And to me, it's a waste if the game sits. So that's why I do cycle games out a lot, and I am selective.
No, you're way better about that than me. I'm trying to get better about that. And then I get this whole like, oh, well, I wanted to play that game, and then I sold it before I played it. Or maybe I only played it once, and I shouldn't have traded it. I'm getting ready to trade Tail Feathers. I said this earlier, for the Reckoners, a game that I haven't played for a game that I will play. And so like for me, it's like, well, the value's there. So
there's only certain ones I'll allow to collect dust. Like I haven't played Scythe in a while, but I'll never get rid of that. Yeah, that happens too.
Okay, so Andrew has never played Concordia. Mike, are we gonna have to play?
Wait, no. He says Concordia is in his top 5.
Oh, wait, he loves top 5 Splendor.
I mean, Bob and Dan still haven't even played Concordia.
Oh my god.
But I get it. Like if you look at the game, it doesn't look appealing. We talk about this all the time. It does not look like appealing game. Like an appealing game.
And thank you, Reed. You're making me feel so much better about my trade. I just picked up the book, The Reckoners, and I'm like halfway through it right now. I was aware of the game way before I was the novel. And I guess it's like a whole series of books, but I'm just gonna read the first one and we'll see what happens.
I got some
But John-
dusty shrink over here.
Yeah. Well, again, that big old
they're
copy
here.
of Ogre. That big old
I have
copy
plenty
Ogre.
of unplayed games. Trust me, I do. Like it's.
I got Great Western Trail still in shrink. I haven't played
Same.
that yet.
Me either.
I've
I've played it. I didn't play my copy.
I've got God Tier and Shrink. I haven't played that yet. No, Andrew, pick a game, dude, to play with us. I'm gonna ask you this. Pick a game that we can play with you. Do that for us. Pick a game we can play with you. Let's have a good experience, but you pick the game. You pick a game we can play with you. If you don't have it and we do, we'll bring it. If we don't have it, well, then we got to pick a different game. But no, let's do that. Let's do that together. Let's pick a game. Let's play a game together. I can't wait to read. I'm going to make you do the same thing, man. Pick a game. Let's play it together. I don't care which one it is. It can be your game. It can be any game. Let's play a game together. Anybody new that I'm meeting, I'm like, let me play your favorite game. Let's play a game you love, or let's play a game you're really interested in.
Sounds like people want to play Concordia, Tim.
No doubt, dude. Oh, twist my arm. Twist my arm, Mike. Let's play Concordia. Oh, no, I gotta play Concordia.
I still take it to Meeple meetups. I never get it played, but I still take it.
And yeah, John, dude, I've totally been hearing the same thing. I've got Great Western Trail. I've got Western Legends. Those are just Western themed games that I own and haven't played. Western Legends I bought used, so it came out of the shrink already. But yeah,
good stuff.
Like anybody coming to a con, pick a game. We will play whatever with you. Oh, you didn't buy Reckoners? You just played it and loved it. But that's okay, Reed.
I think he's talking about Burn Book, which I've never heard of.
I've never heard of Burn Book.
What is this? Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
Oh man. Well, Reed is apparently going to out hipster us with the hipster
Burn Book list. It's about canceling books.
I mean, maybe it's a German game.
I can't find anything on this Burn Book, so we might have to confirm this. There's Mean Girls
the
Burn
Mean Girls
Book
party game. Oh, Reed, I love you so much. Reed, if you bring that to the States, because I know you're Canadian, if you bring that to the States, I will 100% play that with you. I will 100% play that with you. If you bring it.
What is this? What is this? Hold on. We're not done yet, boys and girls.
Yeah, sure. My phone's about to die.
What am I looking at here?
Let's do it.
Why though?
No, let's do it.
I can't stop laughing at this.
All right, Mike. Reed's gonna bring Burn Book. I'll bring Belle of the Ball, and we'll play those together.
What does their face? What do they wear on Wednesdays? Yes, you see this?
I love it. I love it.
Oh.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. I got Sparkle Kitty. We'll play Sparkle Kitty. We'll play Burn Book. I love it. Reed, I am in, Reed. Let's do it. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great. Oh shit! I love it. I love it. Jason is here for it, as always. As always. No, man, That sounds amazing. That's I don't care. Let's have a good time. Let's laugh. Let's play games and just have a good time. I don't care what.
All of that.
I don't care.
It's what we do.
All right, Mike. My phone is getting ready to die. I got like 20% warning.
You know,
we are
if
over the
there's
time we wanted to go.
we are, but that's okay. And if anything, we've established that we're fun people, we're friendly people. We like to play games. We like to meet new people. We like to play games with new people. Hit us up.
Yes. Yes. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, this show has gone on an extra hour just because of you guys.
We were going to
At
stop
minimum.
at 2 hours.
At minimum. But yeah, Mike and I are like, oh, let's do like an hour and a half, 2 hours tonight.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
9:30.
But we get going. We get going with you guys, and I just I love it. I love it. It makes it Wednesdays are just nights that I look forward to so much. Hang out with you guys and Mike and everybody else. It's a blast.
Yeah, seriously, guys, we were done with our topic like over an hour ago. So you guys have fed us our content, and for that, we are always appreciative. Again, though, if there are topics you want us to cover, drop them in this live chat. Come hang out in the Discord. It's hilarious. There's always people chatting games. If not us, Jason and everybody else, usually me, though, because I work a desk job and I have downtime. But the Discord is a blast. Come hang out. Let's talk about games. It's fun.
Yeah. It's so much fun. And again, yeah, just thank you guys. Thank you so much. Honestly.
You're all awesome.
You're awesome. Don't forget, thumbs up or down on the video. Give us that. Before you go. And yes, Reed, what have you started? Yeah, I'm going to message you the second I get off this video and be like, all right, Reed, when can you come on? Look at your schedule. Pick a Wednesday. Let's make this happen. And then, yeah, Bob said just what Mike and I just said. So we were clearly way ahead of Bob, but Bob's doing the Lord's work right there.
He's doing it from work, however.
That's true. And as usual, he's been Bob.
He's been Bob, and then he was Andrew also.
And Brian, hey, man, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're back on hanging out with us tonight. It's funny because had we had more time, I was going to talk about Picard season 3. I just started watching it. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes into it. And it's really good for all you Star Trek nerds out there. Anyways, we will have no more digressions. Mike, anything else before we sign off?
Not really. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we certainly will. And yeah, Brian, that is a whole rabbit hole we could go into with all the Star Trek stuff.
Oh no! Bad time to buffer, Tim. I can't do the outro by myself. Waiting. Wait. Oh, there he is.
I'm back. Okay. So, Mike, thank you so much for yet another amazing, fun, fantastic Wednesday night. Just great times.
Tons of fun, so much. As always.
Excellent list tonight. My list real fast: Rising Sun, Flashpoint, Cash and Guns, Thunder Alley, and Blood Rage. Games that I love that I suck at. Mike, can you do them really fast?
QE, Splendor Duel, Clank Catacombs, Dwellings of Eldervale, and Rising Sun was my one. Suck at that game.
Well done. Trevor, you are an angel, and we love you for your kind words. Thank you so much. Super awesome to have Reed and Katia here with us for most of the night. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Again, your support, even just by showing up and commenting, is so appreciated.
Back her calendar.
Yeah, back
next Tuesday.
Calendar. It's coming next Tuesday. Y'all rock. We love you. And for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
He was Tim, but I'm Mike. Later.